'Cause I believe, and I believe, 'cause I can see our future days.
All right, people.
Days of you.
We are live, and we are doing this for the first time. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me just a little bit. I'm getting this stuff all figured out real quick.
There you go.
Well,
All right.
it can suck.
So I'm not really too sure what you guys have going on today, but like I said, I'm figuring out this live streaming equipment. And what we're going to talk about today is just what you saw in the title, right? Just what you saw in the title.
No. No, I don't know the
Most
first
of
thing
you
about
guys
That I teach you.
are a little bit too broke to afford love, right? Most of you guys are too broke to afford a relationship.
did.
Most of you guys are going to be too broke to afford to date, to get married, any of that.
So what do you say tomorrow
Right.
night? First lesson?
It just is what it is. And I know a lot of people want to. A lot of people want to go out there and they want to date, they want to get married, they want to do this, they want to do that. Hold on one second.
Do
However,
you remember the joke?
most people don't have the facilities for that.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
It just is what it
the
is.
downside to eating a
And to a bigger extent, I want people to understand that dating, it costs money.
It's time consuming.
Right? It really does cost money. I think a lot of people have this idea that they're going to date for free,
Dumb.
and that's just not what's going to happen. So I'm going to show you guys the general breakdown of what it costs to date. I won't say necessarily get married, but definitely what it costs to date in today's day and age. And if you're wondering why I have video game footage going, if I get distracted or if I mess something up, you guys have something to pay attention to other than myself. So that's what that's all about. And I don't know how long this stream is going to go, but we'll see. So first and foremost, when it comes to dating and it comes to you guys, having a girlfriend, having a wife, a lot of people don't understand that women, they cost money, right? They cost money. How much money? How much money do you guys think a woman costs?
Sorry, I totally overslept. Just give me a minute and I'll get dressed.
I heard you had quite a night after I left.
I'm looking at this little list here from, I think it's Forbes.
me.
And they're talking
Just
about
don't
like the
being
general year-to-year upkeep
Shouldn't mean anything
about
by
women, like how much they cost,
I was
how much how much they're going to cost you as a man, how much they spend themselves.
Oh,
And it's pretty ridiculous.
I thought this.
We're broken up 1 week and you make a move on my girl?
According to Forbes,
No,
most women,
she was probably just trying to make you jealous. I didn't.
for a basic
would never-
hair salon appointment, we're talking about $200
I'm
to
messing with you, man.
$350 a month.
Get dressed.
What's up, Pyro? Pyro Fintan?
Kinda
Fintan?
fucked up you did
Did I
that.
say that right? What's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. All right, welcome to the live stream. This is our first one, so we're going to bumble and we're going to stumble and we're going to fumble through it, but we're going to get it done, right? But like I said, most people, hair salon, you're dating this woman and she needs a hair salon appointment. Now, I don't know where you guys are from. I live out here in San Diego. Maybe you live in Atlanta, Texas, wherever. Most women are going to have to get their hair done at least once a month, right? At least once a month. So what's going to end up happening is that woman is going to start dating you,
Sure.
and she's going to expect you to come up with that money. Now, sure, before she met you, she definitely was getting her hair done. Somebody was paying for it, right? Whether she was paying for it, whether the other dude was paying for it, this person or that person, somebody was paying for her hair. Now, yes, she probably works a job. She probably makes a few dollars. And you're going to think to yourself that, oh, okay, well, I mean, if we're dating,
Shut up.
you know, and we're living
Just don't shut
together,
up.
I don't mind,
I was.
you know, her not paying rent and she can just take care of herself.
Yes.
But the problem is she's going to spend all her money on frivolous things. And she's going to expect you to kick in for her maintenance and her upkeep.
Let me see if I got this right.
There's a lot of dudes who just kind of don't understand
Me.
that women have an expectation that you're going to provide.
Yep.
Right? Most women don't want to just like move into your house and then say, oh, you know, I'm just going to
It was a strange night, man.
move in and I'm going to pay my fair share and maintain myself.
Sorry, I missed it.
That's not how it works. Terminator T800, what's going on, man? Everybody, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Like I said, we're bumbling and stumbling through this, but we're gonna get through it. And I think this is gonna be our new tempo. Because cutting videos every day just ain't getting it.
Diner.
Right?
About Seth.
So we are bossing up. We're leveling up.
Just tell her you never.
And hopefully y'all level up with me. I want to encourage all of you guys to do something to make a little bit more money. You guys have seen it on my streams. I always talk about how the economy is crashing, right? It's not a game. Trump got tariffs going wild like Hulkamania. And y'all out here, like not y'all, but people are out here trying to date.
We're okay.
People are out here trying to date, and a lot of people are broke,
Yeah, of course.
right?
You know,
I know. It's just.
You don't want to be out here dating while you're broke.
we're cool. Promise.
I mean, you can try, but
Thanks.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
it is what it is. Now, getting back to the topic at hand. These costs, how much your girl is going to cost you on a month-to-month basis. We know we got the hair care appointments, but a lot of people don't understand their girl is going to have a skincare routine. Let me get this up here for y'all. Your girl is going to have a skincare routine. And that skincare routine is going to hit you for about $100 a month. Right? That skincare routine is going to hit her for about $100 a month.
Hey,
She's going to want acid washes. She's going to want apricot scrubs. She's going to want all the stuff for her face and to exfoliate and all this and all of that. Right? It's not going to stop. So you put those two on top of each other, $200, $300 for a hair care appointment, and then she wants to get like a facial or something like that. Now all of a sudden you're looking at nearly $500 gone just in hair care maintenance. Pyro Fenton said, all I have to say to the people who are trying to date out here, you better get your passport. Yeah, get your passport. You better get your passport or your money up or just go MGTOW. Yeah. Well, see, even if you go MGTOW, that's not going to necessarily solve the problem. Right? And like Elijah Wilson, women are more likely to splurge. Yes. And see, this is the thing. When that woman gets with you, she wants comfort. That woman wants comfort. She wants to get with you. And what she wants to do is have you take all the big bills and you take all the heavy maintenance off of her. And then she wants to just chill out. She wants to splurge. She wants like whatever she's doing, whatever money she's bringing in. She's working at Denny's or something like that. She don't want to spend that on the house. She don't want to put that on no internet bill. She don't want to do that. Right? Elijah Wilson, like neither will being a passport bro. Being a passport bro isn't necessarily going to save you.
Want to hear what that bigot has
A
to
lot of
say.
people think that being a passport bro is the thing that's going to save you. And it's really, really not. Because people have this idea that women are living third world. You think people you think women in the Philippines don't go get skincare routines? Right? I want you to think about the concept of a passport bro. These people are out here going to the Philippines, they're going to Mexico, they're going to the Dominican, they're going wherever they're going that requires a passport. And they're trying to date. and they're finding a plethora of women. I want you to think about this. If those women were so great and they were so traditional,
Steak.
why aren't they with the broke men in their own country? It's the same no matter where you go, right? It's the same no matter where you go.
Yep.
Said Elijah Wilson said,
I appreciate
even the Philippines is full of single moms. Yeah,
What you got?
yeah. Everywhere you go, there's going to be single moms. A lot of these women are going to be sex workers. All of these women want to look pretty. They know the deal when you get there. When you show up overseas in the Philippines or the Dominican Republic, Thailand, they know. And yes, they have a beauty and healthcare industry. They want to get hair care. They want hair care and whatnot. They're not just trying to be out there living in a hut. That's not what's up. Makeup, cosmetics. Makeup and cosmetics. You think that's free? It's not. Makeup and cosmetics is not free. There's going to be some sort of makeup. There's going to be some sort of thing that women need every single month. There's going to be some sort of makeup. There's going to be some sort of aesthetic thing that they need to do every single month. They're going to run through that. Like you guys have been on TikTok. You've been on Instagram, and you see the girls doing the get ready with me, and they're putting all the makeup on, and they got all these little things they squirt on their face, and they rub in. If you're out, I don't know where you guys live. If you live in the Midwest or you live wherever the girls like to do the goth
I'll need someone else to
stuff,
cover it.
they put that stuff on, and it makes their skin all pale.
Not really.
They run through that stuff like it's
Edith done a
water.
bunch.
They're
I'll do that.
they're gonna need stuff every single month, right? And all we've talked about is hair salon appointments, hair care products, skincare routine, makeup and cosmetics.
Ellie.
That's gonna hit you for almost $1,000. You're at almost $1,000 already.
So,
Look,
I want you to really think about that. You're at almost $1,000 already,
Guy really cares
just talking about that. And if you guys think that you're going to get with these women and they're not going to expect you
Yeah.
to maintain them, you're smoking crack.
Okay.
They have a definite expectation that you are going to be pitching in on all of that.
Yo, Dina.
All right.
assignment.
So you're thinking about going out there
give me a minute.
and you want to date
We get your girlfriend.
and you're
in the stables, please.
25 to 30. Are you in a position to provide at minimum $500 dollars a
talk to
month
you?
just on her maintenance and upkeep?
Hey, guys, I'm tapping out.
Probably not.
How long?
You're probably not in a position to sit out there, to go out there and just give $500, $600, $700 a month just on her upkeep. We're not even talking about her bills.
I just want to say sorry for running off last night.
Yeah, don't chase her. Instead,
Oh,
stack
it's
paper and say,
okay.
yeah,
I totally get it.
save your money. You guys have to understand, there, like when you get into these relationships, women are expecting you to spoil them because they have some dude. Like I've talked about this on my streams.
I just
Women can
shouldn't
monetize
trust you
themselves.
anymore.
That those days where
Well,
women were
you're
just
drunk,
sitting
it's
back
fine.
waiting
Well,
to be
still, I just-
saved.
I don't want you to think.
They're
I'm
not.
reading
They're not
you
waiting for a savior. These women ain't out here waiting for
You know what I
salvation,
love about you?
right? There's
How you let me
there's
finish my
this.
sentences.
They don't have these expectations out of nowhere.
Right.
$70 a
should
month
probably get going.
on makeup and cosmetics. That's not coming out of nowhere.
What the fuck? I'm
That's
not
coming
even
from a
playing.
very real place.
Chicken?
When they were in high school, the parents were providing it. When they got to college, there was some dude breaking his back to provide it.
Yeah, I do.
Between the end of college and the first few years of their professional life,
Get to cover.
they have a guy that they can go to that's going to give them that money.
We're on the board, suckers.
Right? They got a guy. Don't think that they don't.
Ow! I got her. Oh, that kid. Oh, I'm
Let me throw this one up here on the board for you.
I'm gonna come over there and fight you, like for real.
Eyelash
Ow.
extensions.
I know where you live.
You guys
Alex.
have seen it? You guys have seen the girls with the eyelash extensions? Out there looking wild and crazy? You think that's free?
Oh, you like that?
It's not.
Oh,
And they got to
suck
do
it.
that like twice a month.
Boom! Eat snow, you little.
So you add all of that up. Just the hair salon appointments that they're going to do once a month, the different hair care products that they're going to run through every month, all the shampoo, all the conditioner,
See you.
All the stuff to make the hair shiny and smell good.
Come on.
Like, you think about all the stuff that they're doing.
Face.
That stuff is not, it's not free. And they're going to expect you to kick in on that. So you got hair salon appointments. You got hair care products that they get after all of that. Then you got skincare routines. Then you got makeup. Now you got these eyelashes. And I've never seen a girl who doesn't have the eyelashes.
You'll never
Right?
get away with this.
The nails. Who's it? Pyro Fenton. Yeah, the nails. You know what's crazy about the
We
nails?
actually have some work to do.
The nails hit you for about $60 for like, and that's for like a basic French manicure, like the little white tips or whatever. That's like $60 every time. What happens when they break a nail and they go back and get a repair? That's like $20 for the
Wants us
repair.
to do the creek trails. He's gonna relieve Joel and Tommy.
Oh, that's nice you assigned this together.
Y'all bet, hey man, you better start stacking your crypto up. Is it what Elijah said? Don't rely too much on crypto because the technology is controlled by the establishment and is a niche form of money. Yeah, you can't do too much with crypto in terms of like if that's your salvation. Don't think that the government is going to let something subvert it. The government going to get their cut. Like they know how to shut down the blockchain. They know how to get that money, right? I don't think I've heard of plenty of crypto scams, but I haven't heard of anybody like ducking out of paying taxes via crypto. I could be wrong, but trust and believe. The government is not going to just let somebody subvert. And when I say government, I really shouldn't even say government because at the end of the day, it's realistically the IRS, which is a private entity. So it's not really the government. Whoever's running the IRS, the you-know-who-ish people, right? The you-know-who-ish people are doing all of that.
Look who decided to
So-
join us.
Yeah.
One for you
Toss this up on the board.
and one for you.
All right. Waxing, hair removal.
Put it up.
Now we
Settle
are
down,
comfortably over $1,000 per
right.
month,
You all know the drill.
right? Most
Run your
you
route,
think that a
lock
woman
your
is just
log
going to go
books,
into the
clear
bathroom
any
and shave her
infections.
leg. They want to
Run into
wax. They want to
anything
wax
you
their
can't handle.
eyebrows.
You come back.
They want to get a bikini wax.
Be smart about it.
They're doing all of this, and
All right.
and here's a crazy thing.
Get going.
You guys are going to sit up here and say, "Well, I don't need a girl who does all that. I'm a simple guy. I'm okay with my girl not having her nails done and her hair done and all of that." The problem is she's not okay with it. She's trying to keep up with some other chick. She's trying to keep up with the chick that she has, calculus class with, or she's trying to keep up with the chick in the office, right? You guys have to understand. You guys need to be focusing on money because I've been streaming for about 15 minutes and already the price tag of whatever girl you're going to get with is over $1,000. Keep in mind, I took this list off of Forbes and there's like 50 things on the list and we're already over $1,000 per month. And what most people don't understand is that women in general have somebody who's providing all of this. This, like I said, these desires, these wants, these things, these trinkets, this is not coming out of nowhere. They have somebody who's actually providing this stuff, right? They have people who are actually factually providing this stuff. I've told you guys, you're not the only man that's in her life. You're not the only person that has access to her, right? What you guys have to understand is you're going to be expected to upgrade her life without limiting what she's been doing.
Hey,
She's been getting the waxes. Somebody's been paying for the waxes.
what were you dreaming about?
Somebody's been paying for the trips to the hair salon.
You're doing your teeth grinding thing.
Whether she's paying for it, whether some other guy is paying for it, whether she has to turn a trick to get it, somebody's been paying for it. She does not want to get with you and go
I'll show you
backwards.
something.
So she's going to put a lot of pressure on you
Trust me.
to maintain that. Now, once again, she might have a job working at Denny's or wherever, she is going to spend every single dollar of her money on her.
Come on.
And she's going to expect you to also spend on her. That's just how it works,
It's cold.
right?
You sure you don't want to do this when the sun's out?
A lot of guys think that, okay, we're just going to build together.
No. Can't wait.
Right? Your money is going to
You don't
fund
wanna
her
just tell me?
appearance, not the substance of that woman or that relationship. She wants to look good. She wants to get put on display. Women are not cheap. Right? KG says, this means you should focus on your own life, make some money first
doing wandering
before
around
going
out here
into a
by
relationship. Yeah, I put that in the description box.
Been restless.
Yeah, that's the whole focus of this live stream. You got to focus on you. Do you guys know how almost impossible it is
Keep going?
to level up
Drive all the way to
after
Mexico?
you've gotten into a relationship? I want you to really think about
You can see
this.
Manny's hometown.
Let me wet my whistle
I
real
don't
quick.
see that living up to his stories somehow.
Yeah, no, probably not.
I want you guys to really think about this. Everybody knows that guy who got into that relationship in
You
college.
did all this in the dark?
Everyone knows,
Yes.
right?
Come on.
I want you to think about how much money that guy left on the table. You go out there and you get into a relationship when you're broke. You go out there, you get into this relationship when you have less money. How do you level up once you're a year,
You keep going
2
like
years,
this,
3
you're
years
gonna
into
be
the
tired for
relationship?
today's trip.
It's not that far.
Because I want you to really
It's
think
not
about this.
okay.
You get into that
I've been
relationship
these past few days.
and that woman is okay with everything that's going
Something
on,
weird, you're freaking me out.
right?
I'm not
That
being
woman is going to
weird.
be okay with everything that's going on in the relationship. Let's say you're young in the Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines. You're young in the military. You are in college. You get into this relationship and everything is cool. Everything is cool. And then 3 years go by. She has a friend that gets married.
Are you breaking
She has a
up?
friend that has a kid with a dude making good money.
You wish.
She
I've
has a
had my
friend
fill. Thank you.
that is, getting promoted at her job. She got friends buying houses, starting families, buying cars. She has friends that are leveling
I'll
up.
be as graceful as
What
you.
is she naturally going to want?
What is that?
She's going to want you to do more. She's going to want you to do better.
Come on.
Right? She was okay with the single bedroom apartment and the used Honda Civic and all of that. She was okay
Eyes on me.
before her friends started leveling up.
Stop looking down.
She was okay. But now that she sees all her friends leveling up, she needs that too. Women are always in competition with other women around
We
them.
have to go back.
And
this
just
way?
over time, she's going to want
Consider
creature
it an
comfort. She's going to
opportunity to
want
work
more
on those
stuff.
years.
So I want you to think
I
about
work
this.
my foot up your ass.
You're working a job,
Abby,
you're making decent money,
stop
not
flirting.
great money. Right? You don't have great money, but you are making good money. You're in this relationship with this woman, and all of a sudden she wants you to level up. What does that process look like? Do you just go back to college? You just say, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to college. In that time frame, when you're going back to college, it's gonna take you 4 years to graduate, depending on what your job is.
Is it?
Maybe it takes you a whole 4 years to get your degree. Maybe you're gonna go for like a 2-year type of deal and go into a trade, right?
It's a fucking city.
Maybe you're going to, do something where you're just going to get certificates. I want you to think about this. This
you
girl
say
has been
first?
used to getting attention, a certain level of attention. You guys have date nights and you guys have fun and you do
Unarmed
this
patrols
and
up
you do
town
that.
To an outpost.
All of a
Over
sudden
there.
you start going back to
A
college.
few more outposts in between.
When you start going back to college, or when you start doing more overtime, when you start willing and dealing and rubbing elbows and kissing babies and doing more at work, you're going to be away from her for a more extended period of time.
Okay.
That attention she used to get,
Assuming he's in there.
she's not
then
going
we
to
get-
connect the dots in her mind that she's no longer getting that attention because
corner
you
one of the
are
patrols and get
doing something for
confirmation and then-
y'all. She's not going to say, oh,
find
I'm
a way
not
to
getting
burn
this
out.
attention and I'm not getting date nights and I'm not getting my nails done and I'm not getting my hair done because my man is out there
we
working
make
hard to level us up. That's not what she's going to
hear
think.
yourself?
That's never what they
Okay, what do
think.
you wanna do?
If that's what women thought, they wouldn't divorce their husbands for working too much,
What is going on with you?
right? So you're working with this woman, you're trying to level up, you're 25, 26, 27, trying to hit that next level.
Mel's pregnant.
You're putting in more hours at work. What happens in order to get that overtime? You got to put in all these extra hours, and then you got to put a bid in for the overtime. What happens if you don't get it? You got to start all over again, right? Well, what happened to all that money that you were saving? You're putting in all this overtime at your hourly job. Maybe you work construction. You should have a big old fat knot saved up, right?
I want what you
She
want,
wants to spend that now.
but not at any
She wants to splurge. She wants to go on a trip. Oh, let's go on a trip. When you start talking about locking in and leveling up, it takes years. And that woman is not going to want to waste those years. She's already wasted the years having fun. So if it takes you 4 to 5 years to level up, let's say you start the level up process at 24. You went to college, you got a basic job after college, you start the level up process at 24. If it's going to take you 5 years, you'll be pushing 30. You'll be 29 by the time you finally level up. Do you think she's going to stick around with you until 30 for you to get it all together? No. The whole time you're leveling up, she's going to be looking elsewhere. She's going to be looking for the dude who has more. She's going to be looking for the dude who can do more. And she's going to hold your progress back. Your progress was held back in the first place by getting with her. Because she probably said something like, oh, I don't need all of that. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't need hair care and waxes from the salon. I don't need all of that. And you were like, cool, I got me one of them ones. We locked in. So you locked in with this girl since college or since some early age. You get locked in with this chick. It's only once you hit around 24, 25, 26, that's when she's going to switch up because all of her friends were with guys who got their degrees and they're doing all this big stuff and they're having kids and they're moving, they're buying houses and stuff like that. They're getting married. Now she wants to do more. So you have to do all of this stuff to get that. She stymied your progress in order to get you, in order to have you. She stymied your progress. Even Elijah Wilson said, even low maintenance women have hypergamy. When these women are young, they want to have fun. She's in college. She wants to have fun. She wants to have a relationship. That's all she cares about. So you lock in with this chick, and then what happens? 4 years go by. You're grown. You're 25, 26, and now she wants to level up. So you spend all this time trying to level up while she's looking elsewhere, because all she's going to do is find another guy who did it the right way. She's going to find a guy who locked in or kept his girl in place, and then he did what he had to do, and she's going to move to that guy. Shit. Meanwhile, you're in your 30s, and you wasted 4 years in a relationship. You have nothing to show for it.
You alive?
This is what I'm saying. Women don't understand the level up process, right? Imagine you work construction and you got to do overtime. Imagine, I don't know, are any of you guys in the military? Right? Is anybody in the military in the chat? I did 10 years in the military, and I've seen guys do this. You go to the military, and like the first 3 levels, like if you're enlisted, the first 3 levels are all automatic promotions as long as you don't get in trouble. Once you get past that, you have to study. You got to lock in. You got to take on extra duties. You got to do extra stuff. So imagine you waste time with a woman instead of locking in at your job and kicking everybody's butt and moving up. It takes time. And she's gonna seem like she's okay with it at first, and she will be okay with it at first, until she realizes, oh, it's gonna take him 3 years to actually level up. KG said, I'm in. So you know what the promotion process looks like. Imagine somebody trying to level up to E5, E6. It takes years. You can't just do that. And there's a lot of stuff you have to do. You got to take on extra assignments. Do you think she's going to just stay loyal to you? Right? She's not going to stay loyal to you in that regard. Let me throw this one up on the board for you guys, because a lot of people might not understand this. Fashion, clothing. Do you think any woman is going to get with you and not want to, dress well? One of the biggest things that women talk about is you don't take me out. You don't show me off. That's a real thing. Women want to be taken out for nights on the town. They want to be shown off. You think they don't want to be shown off in a new dress? And we talk $200 a month. I want you guys to do something. I don't know what your guys' work schedule is, but the next time you're in Target, like when Target first opens, I think Target opens at 8 or 9. Go to Target and see how many women are in there at any point in the day.
My shoulder.
Go to Target and see how many women are in there at any point of the day. They're always shopping for stuff. Right? They're always shopping for things. Women love to shop. They love to dress themselves up. They're like little dolls. They dress themselves up. They want the trinkets. They want the new dress. They want the new shoes, right? Women control 94% of all consumer spending, right? So if you guys are thinking about getting into this relationship, the idea that you're going to get into that relationship and you're going to curtail how much spending that woman does that's crazy. It's ludicrous. You are 100% not going to stymie how much they spend. They're not going to stop. And if they do stop, if you find a way to get her to stop, she's going to be upset. She's not going to take that graciously. Now, you said Terminator T-800 said they will get involved in a man's life not caring. That's why it's so easy for them to leave. Yeah. They don't care about your, and keep on, I'm not trying to say women are bad people. I'm just simply saying this is how they're wired. When they get into that relationship, they don't really care about the investment you have to make. Right now, if you don't give them that investment, like let's say you're young, you're 22, you're fresh out of college, and you tell a woman, nah, I'm not taking nobody serious right now. I'm going to focus on me and I'm going to get to a point where I'm making like 120K. Depending on what you went to school for, it's not going to take you that long to hit that level. But she'll say that you're toxic if you don't give her the relationship. But if you do give her the relationship, she's going to hold you back because she just wants to have fun. She just wants dates for Christmas. She wants to have somebody take her to the Christmas, function. She wants dates for Thanksgiving and New Year's and all of that. She wants to live a young girl life, but she doesn't actually care what it's going to cost you in the long run. Because when you fail to provide, she's just going to leave. She's going to cash out. She's going to cash out with the guy who didn't listen to his girl, right, and stayed the course. A woman's investment is not equal to a man's investment. Not in terms of the relationship. I'm not even talking about money. I'm just talking about the opportunity cost, right? Nothing's free. Is this bro is indirectly telling me to get a divorce? Hey, I don't want to tell you that. I'm just going to how long have you been married? You got to talk to a divorce lawyer. Please don't listen to some guy on YouTube and get a divorce. I'm just going to tell you, you don't want to, I don't know how old you are, but you don't want to get to 40 and have no accomplishments, right? I see a lot of people my age, like a lot of my friends, we're in our 40s and people are in the same place they were in their 20s, like late 20s. It's like, bro, that's soul crushing. Because once you hit 40, it's like you can't just go into the workforce and compete with these young cats. You can't compete. Like you're not even a desirable hire. The only way somebody wants to hire you is if you have all sorts of credentials. Sure, I can go get hired because I have a math degree and I did 10 years as a tech rate in the Navy, but how many people do have that? You're not, a lot of people are 40 and they're not desirable hires. So I don't know what your situation is, but if you're young, it's better to take the hit when you're young and then try to bounce back. But like I said, I would put the money up and go talk to a divorce lawyer before I listen to some guy on YouTube, because it's going to be ugly, right? It's going to be very, very ugly. I don't know anybody who just got a clean divorce and it was just all good, right? The other thing that people don't really understand is your financial your financial compatibility, like how compatible you are with her financially in terms of how much money you make, how much money she makes, her spending habits, your spending habits, right? That's like, it's often disguised by looks and sex appeal. You see this woman and she's so good looking and you think, man, I can get with her. I can lock down with her. Me and her gonna make a good couple. You guys don't understand that this woman has a spending habit. She's a money demon. Like, she's just burning through cash to look like that. He says, KG said, there's no bouncing back at 29 years old. I mean, you can bounce back. You can bounce back. You just have to work very, very hard. Like, you have to lock in. Right? This is the whole point of me telling you guys, lock in. This is the best time to lock in. Like I keep telling you guys, the economy is collapsing, right? Women are going to get desperate. They're going to get very, very desperate, and they're going to switch up their dating and mating strategies. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to become submissive. They're not. Hypergamy doesn't die because a war breaks out. Hypergamy doesn't die or go away because economic times, get rough. What was it? World War II. I don't know if you guys know the history of World War II, but when the war broke out and the Germans invaded France, the German women were sleeping with the French women were sleeping with the German soldiers. These dudes came through and slaughtered all their family and slaughtered the men. And what did the women do to survive? They slept with them. And at the end of the war, they were shaving those women's heads and putting them to shame and all kinds of stuff. It was horrible. Women, like, war does not cause women to get back in the kitchen. It causes them to change their strategy, but they mostly get more aggressive. This is the perfect time for you to lock in. This is not the time for relationships. It's like buying a car. Would you buy a car or a house in this economy? Like, you're asking for financial disaster. You're asking for an absolute financial disaster, right? And then you get into these relationships, and you're gonna be pressured to keep pace with her spending habits, because she's gonna surround you with family and stuff like that, right? Whatever her family has going on, she wants that. Whatever her friends have going on, she wants that. That's why, like, the whole keeping up with the Joneses, that came out, that phrase, that saying, it comes from something. It was like an advert in like 1930, so it's super old. But women like to keep up with other people. Like, I don't know if you guys live anywhere near the suburbs, wherever you stay, wherever you live. But if you live anywhere near the suburbs, people will just spend money on things that they don't need just to keep up. One person gets a pool, the other person wants to get a pool. One person landscapes their yard, the other person landscapes their yard. Women just want to keep up. Everybody's just trying to keep up. Pyro said Bill Burr talked about it also. Yeah, he talked about it. It was absolute crazy. It was absolutely crazy what they did. The thought process that women are just going to change because of hard times, no. If you think women are going to change because of hard times, look at the black community. You don't see those women like locking down with the good guys. They find the most thuggish, ruggish guy out there and they do some stupid stuff. And they get with that guy. KG said, I'm just a normal soldier in the Armenian army. Dude, thank God I found you. Yours economy is better than ours, but your words mean, that all women are the same. For the most part, all women are the same. Like, for the most part, all women are the same. Said Pyro Fenton said, even the YouTuber said, if an alien come to Earth to take it from themselves, they would they would sleep with the aliens to stay alive. They would. They would. This is why I said the thing about the black community. Look at the black community. Look at Mexico with all the drug cartels. You would think that women would do everything they could to avoid those kinds of guys. Like, you would think, oh,
Where's the patrol?
women don't want to be around these kinds of guys. You would think in the back of your mind that women don't like those guys, that they don't want to be with those guys. that they don't want to be in that kind of dangerous. Like you would think, look at the black community, you would think that women don't want those kinds of guys, but what do? They go, that's exactly what they go to. Women don't avoid danger, they run to it. Right? They like women run to the danger. Part of it is, is survival. They just think, well, if this guy is the big, tough, strong guy, if he's the barbarian, I need to appeal to the barbarian. Right? They let the barbarian in the gate because they're like, okay, well, maybe if I let the barbarian in the gate, the barbarian will spare me. So whatever the bad situation
Miss
is, they
being
try to
with him?
appeal to the bad situation.
With Jesse? No.
You know what I'm saying?
Together for so long.
Look, Jesse's great. I love his parents.
So this idea
They will
that you're
always
going to
be
get with this
family,
woman and
but
she's going to
we
save
just
you
on
money,
autopilot.
she's not. She's not. Right?
Hey, how come we never talked about this stuff?
And then, like, I don't know,
know.
do any of you guys
Didn't
use
feel-
dating apps? I hope you guys, please don't use dating.
You
If
never
you
really
guys have
talked to me
dating
about
apps still
Kat.
installed, delete that. Delete
There
that.
isn't much to talk about.
Because every woman on those dating apps is a gold digger.
I got the impression that you
Right.
didn't really like her.
I don't care about her one way
Every
or the
one
other.
of them is a gold digger.
Okay.
No, I think she's
Is
a
it seriously?
talented
If you
artist.
can't take care of your own self-interest,
I like that tattoo of yours.
then you
Well, that's so
will
big of you.
nor be in any
Man, I
in
wish
any
it was
place to help others immediately or even later on. Yeah,
Understand.
yeah. If you can't help yourself, if you can't
Okay.
help yourself, you're a liability. You're like a person who can't swim. Why would you jump off a boat to help somebody if you can't swim?
You can tie Shimmer up here.
You're both gonna die a miserable death. You can't swim enough. I can tread water, but I live in San Diego. I never go to. I've been here since 2011. I don't go to the beach. I'll go take some pictures. I'm not getting in the water. I'm not swimming in monster soup. I'm not built for that. I am
Nothing's
not
that
built for
spectacular.
monster soup.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I'm not doing it. So why would you get into a relationship when you can't really even afford yourself? Let me plug my computer in before it die.
What do you think of this view, huh?
Says, well, normies will be normies. Yeah. Like people have this idea
Yeah,
that, love is free, that it's cheap. Right? What I found out from watching various red pillars and living out here in California, a place that will red pill you real fast if you just, open your eyes and be, honest with yourself. A lot of men don't understand that women have hidden debt. Like, I think more people are starting to understand that because you can't really hide it anymore. Like, Donald Trump just passed that bill saying that they're going to start garnishing wages and stuff like that. But now all of a sudden, men are starting to understand that women come with hidden costs. Like, they're always in debt, right? They're going to overextend themselves. And then that's going to be on you. And when you try to set some sort of financial boundary, they're going to, first they're going to say you're cheap and you're no fun, right? First they're going to say you're cheap, you're no fun.
Who do you used to do
And
this
then they're
with?
going to say you're financially abusive or you're toxic,
Eugene.
right?
Right. Oh, Eugene.
That's just how it
Man, he
goes.
was funny.
And there is no fighting that. There is no getting around that, right? I've seen plenty of guys get into situations with women where that woman has some sort of ugly secret, and she doesn't tell them that ugly secret until they get serious. Like, oh, my ex-boyfriend was a serial killer, or my dad don't like black people, or like some crazy stuff. And it's like women, you guys have to understand something. Women do not have the same sense of morality that you have, right? They will let you invest in them emotionally, and then they'll spring the trap. Oh, by the way,
Place.
here's this
be a radio
body I've been hiding in the closet. Like, they don't think anything is wrong with that. That would be like you going out there dating some woman and be like, oh, by the way, I got arrested for touching on little kids. What? What do you mean? I'm telling you, a woman's sense of morality and your sense of morality are almost never going to be congruent. And if you marry a woman who has some sort of financial dead body in her closet,
Come here.
you just married a sinkhole. Like you're done. You're screwed. Like there is no bouncing back from
Town
that.
up ahead's our last stop. Take a look.
Elijah said, "Women demand fairness from others, and they do not play fair with others." Yeah.
Here's the town.
Do you guys
The
know
tower thing?
from
That's where the next lookout is.
an evolutionary standpoint, every woman has the same sense of morality,
Let's get back to the horses.
and from an evolutionary standpoint, every woman thinks, "Oh, the only fair fight is the one I win. If I win, it was fair." That's how they think. The only fair fight is the one they win. As long as they're getting what they want, they feel
I guess
justified,
this bong was Eugene's.
right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of women who think because men are stronger and because, according to feminism, the world is set up for men to win, they believe that they're like Viva La Raza. What was it? Eddie Guerrero, they lie, they cheat, they steal. They think it's okay.
Question.
They out here a whole super WWE heel.
They're clean.
They don't care. They don't like what are rules?
Judgment. It's
They believe that the
control,
world is
you know?
against them, so I don't need no rules. I'm lying, I'm cheating, I'm stealing. I won. I got over on you. That's your fault. Right? It's absolutely crazy. You guys just have to be more, I don't want to say self-centered, but you have to put yourself first. At the end of the day, typically, if you're a good man, when you win, other people around you win, right? Think about a man who's an actual good man and he goes out there and he makes a bunch of money. Let's say he makes $150,000, right? That man, when he starts getting that money, he's going to say, "Oh, I can start a family now. Let me find a woman to support and love and do stuff for." When women start making money, they hoard it all and say, "Where's your money?"
I think we should go out like
They
Eugene.
go look for a man who's
From a
making
stroke?
more. I told you guys this in
From
another
old
video.
age. Like living a
For
long
every
life.
dollar
You
that a woman
no way.
makes,
Come on. You're way too reckless.
there's a dollar that a man
Who's
isn't making.
talking?
And when there aren't enough men, when there aren't men, period, making a livable income for a family,
I am wearing
families don't
boots
get
today.
formed, right?
You know how you're gonna
When
die?
women make whatever
Let me
a
guess.
livable
You're
wage
gonna
would be
kill
for a family, like let's say it's $60,000, $70,000, wherever, right? $150,000, whatever a livable wage might be
Fuck you.
for a family. When a woman makes a livable wage, a family does not get formed. That money goes right back into circulation via Amazon, Target, and just, general consumer spending. They just go out there and they doll themselves up and they spend a lot of money on a lot of different things.
We can if you want. I bet
They spend a lot of money on a lot of different things, but they don't form a family,
What do you know about this
right?
place?
A woman doesn't need money to form a family. All she has to do is find a man and get pregnant. But a man needs money. So when you put yourself first, if you're a good man, everyone else is going to win. Right? Imagine being in your 40s, your late 30s, maybe your 40s, your 50s. What happens when your mom gets sick?
You think people really
Right? What
try to
happens when
love
your
these
mom
things?
gets sick?
Wouldn't
You take care of your mom. You give your mom money. You help mom.
Outbreak. Yeah.
Right?
I'd go see the whole country.
What happens when your kids get
travel
sick?
to
What
another
happens when you have kids? You take care of your kids.
Maybe one day we
If you
will.
make good money and your wife has family, let's say she has brothers and they have potential, but they didn't go to college or anything like that. If you have a business, you'll plug them into that business. You help her family. You become a blessing to her family.
Everybody's got their dreams.
And most men don't mind helping people like
What
that.
are you doing tonight?
But women don't help like that. When they get money,
I was thinking of.
That's my money.
Joel to watch a movie.
that's how they look at it. That's my money. Go get your own.
You guys good?
That's what I'm saying. Like, women aren't bad people. You just have to understand
What's Joel into?
that women are not the same as men. Their
Curtis
sense of
and Viper
morality
too.
isn't the same.
That's the one that's
When they get that money, they're off to the races.
Oh, wow.
We used to watch these cheesy
Right?
80s action.
A lot of guys want to date, not understanding women want the soft life. We're in
actually
the
really like
we're in
them
the
too.
soft life era, right? Every woman wants the soft life,
What are you
but
doing
that
later?
comes at an expense.
Some people were talking.
That comes at
about
a heavy
sleeping out.
expense, very heavy
Sledding.
expense. You're not just having that,
Sounds fun.
right?
Yeah.
How many of you guys? I don't know how many of you guys celebrate Christmas or anything like that, or was it Valentine's Day? I don't celebrate any of those holidays,
No.
but
Play guitar for you.
if you do,
Okay.
she's gonna want designer handbags. How much you think a designer handbag costs?
What's Curtis and
Anywhere
Viper
from
two
$300 to
about?
$1,500.
Okay, so two.
And they'll
former
splurge on
commandos
that.
go rogue to fight bad guys.
They will splurge on that,
This
and they're,
one,
they're gonna.
They go up against.
If they
Russian
have the
spies
money,
or something.
I'm more interested
They'll
in this
splurge.
than I thought I would be.
All
but
right,
then they
young
expect
one,
you to
Viper.
put up
He's a trained
$1,500 worth of stuff
He's a
in another
complete
direction.
Badass.
It's
So
it's
how old is he in the
crazy.
first movie?
Right?
10.
Like I said, if you are young enough, decent looking, and in shape guy, now is a prime era to be a gigolo. Seriously, there are tons of frustrated, single, childless, and leftover women.
Yes.
You know, if you're gonna be a gigolo, you're gonna find more male clients than female. So I'd be careful with that. And but see, here's the thing: all of these women that you're talking about, these older women, childless,
Well,
these
I
women
write
are
new
not.
music, so
You're not gonna really see women paying for sex. It's a good thought, but they're not really gonna pay for it because there's always some simp out there that's gonna take them off the market. Right? As soon as older women, childless women, bitter women, as soon as they start settling, guess what happens?
ooh, I don't have this.
They
one.
get snatched up.
Isn't it one of those superhero cards you're
Right.
all into?
Oh yeah.
Pyro said, you can't be too good to folks these days. People take your kindness for weakness. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see that with like domestic violence, and you see that with the Karens and everything like that. Like you ever see those women who, like, they start mouthing off to guys.
There are
They start
original
putting their
Ellie
hands on
songs.
guys. They'll,
Why haven't you
give guys the
done
knife
anything?
hand.
Well,
They'll smack guys around. You ever see those women who get like really violent with men that they can't actually beat up in real life?
I'll think about it.
That's a prime example of people taking kindness for weakness. Like, most people understand, okay, we don't hit women, it's not nice. But they take that to a whole different extent. That's what I'm talking about with the whole, your morality and her morality are not the same. Right? Your morality and her morality are absolutely not the same. You are kind to her. Like, most men are kind to women because it's like, I could easily break you in half if I chose to. So you don't exercise violence towards them.
Easy girl.
But they take that as, oh, well, you don't do that because you're weak. Right? It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
Smell. Looks like infected. To
Elijah
this.
said they want someone to pay attention to them more than sex.
Take to bring down a moose.
That's 100% correct.
More than one.
That's 100% correct.
Hell are they?
Most women want attention more than they want sex. Women can get sex anywhere. And you guys have to understand, a lot of this, almost all of it, it's evolutionary. Right? It's all evolutionary. Because you have to think, when we were hunter-gatherers, in years gone by, 10,000 years ago or whatever, however many thousands of years ago when we were knuckle-dragging troglodytes, you have to
Here's some
think,
inside.
women were too weak to defend
Get
themselves
in there.
from almost anything.
More importantly, how
And
do
at
we
the
get
same
in?
time, they were susceptible to everything, including their own clan. And if they were pregnant, they were 100% going to end up getting deleted. So what women have to do is they have to get attention on them. They always want eyes on them, right? Because they don't know how to detect danger. You ever notice that women can never sense when there's danger around? Like, you go out with the woman and she's just
It's down.
head in the clouds. Like they never know when danger's around, but they'll do things to grab attention. It's like
See
kids.
if we can get around to the back of the
They're
supermarket.
just like kids, right? They're just really big kids. So women want attention more than they want sex. They can get sex anytime, but it's hard for them to get attention. And for the most part, women can convert attention into a lot of different things. Because if they can get attention and they don't have to give you sex, then what ends up happening is they can convert that into money. They can convert that into security. They can convert that into a home, anything. They can do anything. Was this Yatin? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. He said, do you know India-Pakistan war? I think he's saying, do I know that there's a war going on? Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Y'all might want to get right with God because India and Pakistan both got nukes. So they both got nukes. So I think this is like one of the first times two nuclear powers then started trading blows. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice throw, by the way.
Yeah, you guys have to be real careful with that kind of stuff.
way we
Shoes.
came in
Oh,
was
I forgot all
barricaded.
about shoes. How much you guys think women spend on shoes per
Better
month?
get in here.
Per month.
That's a good question.
Says right here, women
What's the
spend
most
about
attracted you've ever
$80 to $300.
It's gotta be the one I had with
$80
Joel.
to $300 on shoes per month.
Dozen. You?
Cleared about 20 once.
That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, it's par for the course.
Fuck.
Par for the course.
Maybe we'll
But
get you a new personal record today.
are y'all ready for that? $80 to $300 for some shoes every month. And I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm really sitting back thinking, I don't know too many women who only have like one pair of shoes. Right?
This way.
Women have dress shoes. They got casual walk around shoes. They got the slides. They got shoes for they got 4 or 5 shoes for the club. They like women in shoes. If you're old enough and if you're over 30, you know women in shoes are like men in video games, except they have way more shoes than we got video games. Right? And they're going to expect you to buy that. Or they're not going to contribute that money to the household. This is why I tell you guys, you have to put yourself first. You have to put your economic prowess first. Put that economic prowess first. All right? Gym classes. Your girlfriend is going to probably want a personal trainer. This is why do women love so much shoes? It's fashion. It's trinkets. Like women they like to dress themselves up, and shoes are a major part of fashion, right? I don't necessarily know the science of shoes, but for some reason, like women just really love shoes, right? When it comes to their fashion, they love dresses and stuff like that. But there's just something. Shoes are one of those things where you can have an outfit, and different shoes mean different things. I don't know the psychology on that. I'll probably have to read up on it, but women absolutely love shoes, right? It's their thing. And it's mostly like heels and stuff like that. Like they love their high heels
Looks like it.
or their little ballerina slippers.
We've still got to get the ones in the supermarket.
Yeah, I mean, well,
keep
says
circling the building.
no wonder they have so much credit card debt.
Man.
Women like to spend. Women like things. They like nesting, right? You gotta think. Go back to like the 1970s. Go back to like the 1980s. Or realistically, go back to like the 60s. Right before we switched over to the world that we have now. Right? You look at the 1960s, that's when there was this big push for advertising. Right? I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Mad Men. The show Mad Men actually explains it pretty well.
Help me up there.
Once the men came back
Wanna
from
look
the
around?
war, all they did was went to work. They went back to work and life went back to normal. But we had this industrial revolution and people had all this money. Well, the woman was sitting at home with all this money on her hands that the man was making,
There's a hole in the roof.
and somebody has to do something with that money. So this is where we get this big
Here.
boom in advertising, right? There's all these food companies that start advertising. We get appliances. right? We get microwaves and washing machines.
See?
So women see all these knickknacks and all these
figure out how to
things
get
that
in
they
there.
can buy, right? They see all these things that they can buy. And when you really think about it, if you ever go to a woman's house, it doesn't matter how broke she is, her house is going to be like, it's going to have knickknacks in it. I make decent money. If you come to my house, I don't even have a couch. Because if I'm not asleep, I'm working. And if I'm not working or asleep, I'm not at home. What do I need a couch for? Men are utilitarian. You'll never see a woman who don't have a couch unless she's homeless.
Just banged up. Please die of old age. and
Women are
don't
not
get
practical.
infected.
I mean, they're great people
I really don't
because when
like
you
to
get
shake
with
your
them, they will turn your house into a home. But
Deal.
at the same time,
Cool.
they're going to add all these worthless knickknacks that don't really add value. They just make the house comfortable, right? They just make the house comfortable. Said Edward Bernays sold women on the idea of smoking cigarettes. You guys really have to think about all of the things that we have in American culture. Like when you really think about the things that we have in American culture, it was pitched to women first. Right? It was really pitched to women first. Do you know how insanely hard it is to sell things to men? I want you guys to think about the concept of a pickup truck. If you look at a pickup truck, you have what? You got Ford F-150. You got Dodge Ram. You got, I think Nissan makes a pickup truck. I think Toyota makes pickup trucks. GMC makes pickup trucks. You got all these companies that make pickup trucks.
See anyone
Is it
with that
really
roof?
that difficult to make a pickup truck? Like pickup trucks are some of the most reliable cars because they're just functional. Right now you can put all the knickknacks and you can put all the electronics on the inside, but I'm just talking about like how it functions. That's like men. Men are just extremely utilitarian. Does it work? Yeah, I'll take it and I'll keep it. Right? This is like, and see, this is why when it comes to selling cars, women are the ones who buy all the cars. Like, think about, what is it? What is it? The Kia Soul. That ugly car. I don't know if you guys remember when they had like the dancing hamsters or whatever, but a lot of these cars are marketed to women. Right? Most of these cars are marketed to women. Men don't buy cars like that unless it's like
I'm
rich
in.
guys. Says, but they all do the same thing. Yeah.
too.
Yeah. They're all built the same way. They all do the same thing. Because men are utilitarian.
Hey.
When you think about the stuff that we have in this country, most of it
Couple of
is
rags.
targeted at women.
Here.
When men, I want you guys to think about this. If we had a world where only men worked, do you think we would still have the same level of consumerism? No. We would not have the same level of consumerism, right? If you could divide the country in half and say, okay, women are going to be on the left half and men are going to be on the right half, and then you have to have a marriage license to get with a woman. So, the left half and the right half were completely segregated.
Masks on. Got it.
You would have no advertising going, like the economy on the men's half would be so stable. It would be super stable because we're not buying all this stupid stuff that we don't need. That would be women who would be buying everything. Women are not the number one contributors to the S&P 500, to stocks and bonds and certificates. They're not the number one depositors of money. Like, men will buy stuff, get comfortable, and chill out. That's not what women do. They want to nest and they want to have their knickknacks and their things. They want their $80 to $300 a month pair of shoes. They want gym classes. Right? I don't know how many of you guys go to like public gyms. For me, personally, women have made public gyms all but ungoable. Like, you can't go there. Like, there's too much stupid stuff that goes there. I'll get right with some push-ups, some squats. I'll run the hill that's by my house. I don't need to do all that crazy stuff. I'll get a home gym. Women want to go to the gym. They want the experience. They want to be around the people. And that's going to cost money. That always costs money, right? So she's going to hit you for about what? $100 a month in your little gym fees. You're going to pay $100 a month in gym fees and personal trainer fees because she wants to go to the gym and look cute. And then when she gets to the gym, she has to have her shoes. She said, I just bought some $500 shoes. Oh man. Yeah, I just bought some 500. I can't see myself $500 for shoes. If you got it, spend it. Like I'm not gonna hate on nobody for spending it if they got it. But I mean that's that's some woman type stuff. Is that, have you found the Rat King yet? Yeah, this is like the very beginning of the game. This is like the very, very beginning. Like they haven't even killed Joel yet. Which, does anybody watch this series on TV? I seen the girl that they had playing Ellie, and I just couldn't do it. And I got into an argument with a person. And it was like they tried to bring up the whole weird thing, like, oh, you're being weird. She's just a little girl. And I'm like, in the game, this girl is grown. Like, has everybody played this game? The Last of Us Part 2? Like, has everybody played this? I don't know. Just quick rift. Let me rant just real quick. So if you guys didn't know, the guy Joel in the game is like in his 60s. He said it's too woke. You know what? The show looked ridiculous. Like I remember when the game first came out, there was a lot of hoopla. He said I don't watch nor own a TV nor watch any. I don't watch TV either. He says $500 for shoes that make me better, that make me fly. $500 shoes better make me fly. Yeah, me too. But yeah, no. The game is actually pretty good. I remember when the game came out, the big hoopla was the girl Abby because they thought she was trans, but she's not. And then the other controversy was that they killed Joel. And if you guys actually played the first game and then you played the second game, they don't explain it, but like not in the second game, but they do kind of explain it in the first game. Like if you go back to the first game, and there's plenty of people who do video game uploads, or somebody will have it. If you go back to the first game, and for those wondering, this is just a rant. If you go back to that first game, there's a point in time where they get captured by the cannibals, and they got to fight their way out of that whole thing. And then Joel explains that at certain points in time, him and Tommy were the good guys, and then at other times they were the bad guys. He was talking about how he was on both sides of the line, right? And then in this game, at the end of the first game, he ends up killing the girl's dad. And then in this game, it all kind of comes full circle. So I see where they could have expounded on Joel not being this perfect character, because he did snatch away all the humanity. Like he snatched away humanity's only hope at getting rid of this virus by sparing Ellie, right? They could have written the whole thing a little bit better, but it wasn't a bad game. It wasn't horrible, right? I think people just kind of flipped out because this was what, 2019? This was right before COVID / during COVID, and everybody was flipping out. This is when everything was ultra mega woke. I personally liked the game. I think they could have done the story a little bit better. Personally, I saw Ellie being gay right from the start, from like the first game. I understand why people didn't like it because it's 2020, 2019, 2020. We were going through the whole woke thing. I get it. However, when I look at like the screenshots, like when I go on like X, formerly Twitter, when I'm anywhere and I see anything about the TV series, who is Miss Potato Head? Who is this little potato-headed girl that they got playing the main character? This is why I don't watch TV, because they've made everything gay and they've made everything weird. Everything is trans and everything is gay and everything is woke and everything is weird. So I don't partake. He says, I see why he did it, because that his second daughter, because you know what happened to his first one. Yeah. Like the game makes a lot of sense. If you guys have not played the game makes a lot of sense as to why the decisions were made. I personally think the only flaw with the second game, the only two flaws, was the character Abby. They shouldn't have made her this jacked girl. They should have made her like tall. She's tall, therefore she's really strong and athletic. I could go for that, you know, a 6-foot woman, some 6-foot Amazonian woman and stuff like that. But just being swole like that is like, but you know, it's neither here nor there. And then like how they killed him, I think they should have put a little bit more sauce on it. Like there should have been a little bit more backstory.
Make my skin
But I
crawl.
get it. Like I get it.
Let's make sure
But
the rest of the building's cleared out.
is it on Instagram they call her well face?
And then get the fuck
I don't
outta
know
here.
if those are
Speaking my
like
language.
AI pics or if those are like Photoshop, but that girl, yikes. Yikes. Oddly enough, the girl who played Abby, like the actor, is actually really attractive in real life. So she's building in an apocalypse script. Yeah, yeah. This is exactly why.
Found the door.
This is exactly why I don't watch TV. I just can't. You know, see, this is another reason why you guys are not going to want to date. This is another reason why you guys aren't going to want to date, because your girlfriend is going to be consuming feminist propaganda and she's going to want you to agree. I don't know how many of you guys are married. I don't know how many of you guys have like daughters. I don't know how many of you guys are dating, but your girlfriend, wife, daughter, they're going to consume feminist propaganda and they're going to buy into it. Oh, hey, let's watch The Last of Us Part 2 on HBO. Now you got to watch Little Miss Potato Head
I'm a pro.
after spending copious amounts of money, after spending $500 for some shoes. That is worse when she go to college. Oh yeah, when your daughter goes to college, when your kids go to college. Keep in mind, I live out here in San Diego where everything is woke. I don't like. It's starting to change a little bit from the men's side, but yeah.
Hit the runners first.
You if you send your daughter to college, she's coming back gay. She's coming back a radical lesbian feminist. And that's just you know, the public school indoctrination camp doing what it does best. But that's going to cost you money too. Most of the women that you date, they're going to have gone to college, they're going to have $70,000 worth of student loan debt. They're going to want you to rescue them out of that. Right? Brunches, social dining. Do any of you guys live in California? Florida? Am I the only one stupid enough to live here? Am I the only one dumb enough to live on the coast? Let me copy this. Anybody know about cosmetic surgery? If you live out here on the coast, you live on the West Coast, there's almost a 100% chance you're going to have to pay for some cosmetic surgery. You're going to pay. You are going to pay for a breast enhancement. I guarantee it. He said, "Nope, I'm from Jamaica." Okay, so so you got it made. But I'm working in Washington. All right, you go to New York. Go up to New York. That's close enough. That's close enough. You come out here, you're going to be paying. He said, I've been to Florida, but every time I intended on visiting Cali, it didn't pan out. And it's just as well. Yeah, you ain't missing nothing out here. You're not missing anything except high prices and failing highways. But yeah, no, like the prevalence for women to want cosmetic surgery. I live in India. There's a war going. Okay. Maestro. How bad is the war? Because I only saw a little bit of it. Like, is it like bad, or is it like they're just a little skirmish? He said, hell no. New York is super. Yeah, New York is outrageous. Bro. People who live in New York, like, I don't even know why you would want to live there. Like, there's people who move to New York. I've always wanted to live in New York. So you can pay $7,000 for like a studio apartment, a 200 square foot studio apartment. Those prices make no, and there's nothing in New York like that. Like, I mean, there's finance. If you're one of those finance people, sure, you just, do your thing and make your money. But if you don't work in like finance, if you don't play for like the Knicks, if you're not making millions of dollars, there's really no reason to live in New York. But yeah, if you live in New York, if you live in Atlanta, if you live, in LA, you live on the coast, the chances of you paying for some woman's plastic surgery, almost 100%. I'm in Missouri, and people used to make fun of my state, and now people are scrambling to live here because it's less crowded and less expensive. You know what's crazy? Everybody's leaving California. A lot of people started going to Texas, but everybody went to Texas and they made it super woke. And now it's like kind of a liberal place. But a lot of people are moving to the Midwest. A lot of people are moving to Tennessee, Missouri, Michigan. You can't afford to live in places like California. Like, you got to be making a lot of money. You got to be. And see, here's the thing, like all of your Instagram, all of your TikTok, I don't know how many of you guys watch these little streamers. A lot of these guys live in LA. A lot of these people live in Atlanta. They live in the major cities. And this is the kind of stuff that your girlfriend is going to, this is what's going to make you end up paying $5,000 to $15,000 for cosmetic surgery. And when I say cosmetic surgery, I'm not just talking about like a breast enhancement.
Yeah.
She might just want to get her teeth done.
You guys are not going to believe our numbers.
You might have a girl, I want to get braces. Braces aren't really expensive, but
Let's go to the next lookout.
all the
And
subsequent
take a fucking break.
the subsequent care can add up.
Agreed.
Mastro said, I mean, a lot of people are dead, and for me, it's just sad that human values are being degraded in the world. Yeah, that's what, Maestro, what caused this? Does anybody know? Like, I just saw that it popped off. I didn't even know India and Pakistan was beefing like that. Like, I didn't know that those two had beef until I seen a comedy special from that guy who's always on Andrew Schultz podcast. I didn't even know India and Pakistan was beefing like that. And I guess this stuff goes way back. He said, dude's trying to make fun of my salary by putting big numbers. Hey, that's me too. I can't afford, I cannot afford no one. I can't afford no woman's upkeep. Hold on, let me show you how this works. Let me show you how real it actually gets. Cosmetic surgery is $5,000 to $15,000. Okay.
Here's what we're gonna do. You're just gonna.
What about
thoroughly
Botox
empty
and
that hole
fillers?
in the roof.
$3,000 to $1,000 every quarter. So that's every 3 months you're supposed to do that? Who has money for that?
Cable here.
And once they start doing the Botox, they have to keep doing it. So that's lifetime. That's lifetime. You said, what are braces? It's like these things they put on your teeth. They like cement these hooks to your teeth, and they fix the alignment of your teeth.
Okay, that's good.
Like when people have crooked teeth,
Here I go.
just like Heisenberg. If I was Heisenberg, man, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd be cooking up. I'd be retired by now. There's some terrorist attack tourists in our state, and that's where the escalation started about 20. Oh, like, dang. Just out of nowhere? I think they attacked Pakistan with stealth. See, this is the kind of stuff that I don't know nothing about it. I don't live over there, obviously. And if you're in America, you're not getting real news. Like, you're not getting real news. They're just, who we know who. We know
How
who
far are we from the lookout?
is behind almost all the wars. I can't say, shout out to Kanye, but I can't say. Right, but like, you guys get into these relationships, and all of a sudden you got Botox and fillers, and you got braces. Like especially out here, that's like a whole aesthetic. Like the girls get the braces. A woman be 30 years old with braces on, trying to look like a teenager. But they want to get they go out there and they get the braces, and that's going to cost you, you know, $2,500, something like that. And then after the braces, they get the Invisalign, or they get the, what's that stuff called? The porcelain, the veneers. He says the noticing continues. Yeah, and you can't not notice it. He said you're getting democratic propaganda.
I know, girl.
They're the ones who spend all the money, and
Nina, how much
they spend the money on the media, and that's why everybody is turning away from places like CNN and all that. Even Fox News is propaganda. It's all propaganda. All of our media in America is controlled by like the same 7 people. It says, may God be with the needful and the helpless that are stuck near the border area. Yeah.
Ellie, thank
That's-
God. Come on, this
Like,
way.
do you know what caused it? Was there like fighting? Like, what did they say? What terrorist group did it? Is this like ISIS, or is ISIS in Pakistan?
Get inside.
Because I know I was seeing something. Okay, I'm gonna sound stupid here, but where is Bangladesh? Because I was hearing something about like Islam taking over in Bangladesh. Is that in? I thought is that India? Like, is ISIS in India? You're gonna have to explain it, because I don't know the whole story. I just know that there was a bombing in Pakistan or in India.
You been
That's
here?
all I know. I saw it and I was like, oh dang, they both got nukes. It's going down. And I know a few months before somebody was saying something about, said it's beside India. Okay, is Bangladesh its own country? I am an American. I do apologize for my geographic ignorance. I have no clue what's going on outside of America. It's a Muslim Bengali country. It's South Asia. How did it become Muslim? Like that? It just sounds like something that should be
Someone's locked this
normally
place up.
Bengali, correct?
There's something back
Like,
there.
How did that happen? Like,
bed.
did Islam take over, or was it like already
See
there?
the way in?
Was it like kind of always there? Since it's in South Asia, I would. It's a
feel like
separate
anyone's
country,
been
but no
here in a
need to be ashamed. I also weak joke. Yeah. It says now 3 worlds are. Pyro, I'm gonna put it to you just like this, my man. Anybody who tells you World War III isn't currently going on is lying to you,
I gotta see what's back there.
right? We got wars going on everywhere. Israel's at war. You got who?
What's going on here?
Russia's at war. You got Pakistan going to war. 3 of them countries got nukes.
Electronic stuff?
China is itching to go to war. China wants to take Taiwan so bad.
Yeah,
Like
nobody else
China
wants
over there looking at Taiwan like Birdman when he was
Why would he hide it from
rubbing
me?
his hands. Right? Anybody who tells you World War III is not currently going on is just lying to you. 'Cause you need to know some history if you're interested. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm definitely gonna have to
Jane's
look it up.
place.
'Cause I just don't know how all this stuff. I know
He was a firefighter.
I know that there's so much fighting in like the Middle East, and now it's spreading. It's spreading. I know that for a fact. It's getting
no
crazy.
idea.
That's about the only thing I know.
Some real dark shit.
Like what?
Armenia versus
He said he blew up a checkpoint. at
I
Denver,
can't pronounce
QT,
that.
Killed 3
How is everybody fighting?
2 civilians.
Jesus.
Man. See,
He also told me that
this is
he
them
and
you know
Tony
who's
slow
trying to
tortured some big
China want
federal
oh
man.
man China wants Taiwan so bad, and that's going to be the thing that kicks off all the crazy stuff. That's going to be the thing that and Trump then went and did all this trade war stuff. I'm like, bro,
Did a lot to
stop.
survive after the
I need my cheap stuff. I need my child labor. Chill out. That's how you're going to get your Botox and your fillers. That's how your girlfriend. Can you guys imagine dating with this trade war in full effect, how expensive stuff is going to get? You guys, I'm telling you, man, y'all are going to have to sell your soul for half the stuff that girls want. Ain't going to be no more girls trips. Ain't going to be none of that. Brunch? No, ain't going to be no more brunch. You think you're going to Starbucks? No. No, you're not. But see, this is why I'm always telling you guys. Do what you have to do to make sure that your money is right. Do what you have to do to make sure your money is right. Because you see the whole rest of the world falling apart. And as the world falls apart, you can bet your bottom dollar. Women are not, they're not going back to the kitchen. They're not going to backtrack. They're not going to start being trad wives. That idea, if you guys think that women are going to be trad wives just because there's wars breaking out, they're not. That's not really what they do. Right? Women typically don't walk backwards on the things that they want. Maestro said, is this Resident Evil? No, this is The Last of Us Part 2. And Pyro said, China looking at Taiwan like Sizer from Fallout New Vegas. No, like, yeah, you can't afford no coffee. You can't afford that. And see, here's the thing. Another hidden cost that a lot of women have is dating apps. In case people didn't know, a lot of women are on dating apps and they pay to be in the upper tier where only certain people can get to them. So there's these people, there's like Tinder Gold or Tinder Platinum or something like that. And I think they make men and women pay. And what happens is the women pay a different price than the men, and then they can only be accessed by men who are willing to pay in that tier. So that way they just bypass all the broke men. They're going to pass that cost off to you. It's super expensive. It is ultra mega expensive. Right? And then you know, a lot of people are not factoring in the mental cost of being in a relationship in a downed economy. Okay. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm lonely. I want connection. I want a wife. It's like, I'm going to say this. And I just want you guys to just hear it for what it is. You're not lonely. You're horny. That's what that is.
Oh, wow.
Right? You're not lonely.
Impressive.
You want sex. You don't want everything that comes with it.
Mod your gun with this
Right?
here.
It says, by the way, do you play Free Fire or Roblox? I've heard of Roblox, never heard of Free Fire. Yeah. Most people are just horny. They are not actually, most people, believe it or not, most men don't really like women. And I'm not saying that from the perspective that most men are gay. I'm saying that most men like the idea of women because they don't have they don't have an overt access to women. So
Oh, hello.
and that's just real. Most men are like, man, I really want to get with a woman physically, so they give up
See a way down?
keep hitting my mic. They give up a relationship. So since they can't get the woman, you know, just physically, they will settle for a relationship. So they romanticize all that stuff. So it's like PUBG. You know what's crazy? I watched Dr. Disrespect play PUBG, and it's just so slow.
Come on.
Yeah, it says it's your life force, so be mindful where it goes and what you expend it on. Yeah, I mean, a relationship is not like,
Well, it's obviously a sex den.
it's an investment.
That's why he didn't
But
tell
it's
you
not
about
just like money. It's your money. It's your time. It's your mental focus. And then when it comes to an end, like, what do you have left over? And when she moves on with some other guy, and you have to pick up the pieces, man, that's crazy.
That's a lot of dead.
That's absolutely insane. You will be out here destitute and heartbroken. But see, that's why I tell people, like, that's why I'm telling you guys, most men, when it says, I thought I was the only one, it's very slow battle royale. Yeah, like, I've sat here, like, editing videos, watching Dr. Disrespect play PUBG, and it's just like, if you guys are into stuff like that, more power to you. I just can't get into it. It's like, it's so insanely slow. Like I get it from a certain perspective, but it's just too slow for me. I can't do it. He says, I'm never going in a relationship.
She saw this place.
You know what? I'm not going to tell people not to get in relationships. I'll just say, if you want a relationship, can you sit down and actually write out what you actually want? This is why I said most men who want relationships, you're just horny. You just want sex. You just want sex. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if you sat down and said, what do you actually want from a woman? You wouldn't be able to write 10 things. Most men wouldn't be able to say, I want a woman who's going to love me. And then if you say, okay, I want a woman who's going to love me, what exactly is your definition of love? Like, I did a whole video on that. What is love as far as you're concerned? Like, from a woman to a man, what is love?
There we go.
You think it's still good?
Most men have never even thought about what love is coming from the woman, because that's not what our societies teach. Our societies don't teach women do anything for men. They teach that men do for women.
Oh, I got it.
Keep in mind, love is a verb. It's an action word.
Fuck. Give me that.
Am I lagging right now?
Like you're gonna get it.
Right? So most people just don't understand that. They don't understand that it's definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely a verb. It's definitely action that has to go behind that.
Oh, fuck it.
Right? And if you can't really
Is
expound
wrong with you?
on what you want in a
Yeah,
relationship, you shouldn't get into one. It's like a car. It's like a house. You don't buy a car or a house and just say, oh, I just want a house. Well, like, what do you want it for? Do you want to raise kids? Do you want to be closer to your job? Like, what are you doing? There needs to be a purpose behind all of this.
I mean,
Right? There needs to be purpose. And most people can't expand on
structure
that.
well, right?
But for me, life is much greater than sex, brother. It's about responsibility, respect, and enjoying yourself. For me, yeah. I mean, if you can, I'm never going to tell anybody to not get into a relationship. I'm just going to say be very careful,
Can I ask you a question?
right? I always look at it as the analogy of the island. A man is like this mountain that rose up out of the water. No matter what storm comes,
One being
you have to remain standing.
trash.
The island can't just crumble into the
10
ocean.
being
But that woman is the ocean.
life altering.
Sometimes she's going to be calm. Sometimes she's going to be choppy.
How would
Sometimes there's going to be a storm brewing.
rate
Sometimes it's going to be a whole hurricane. And no matter what happens, the waves are going to pound against the mountain.
Talking about this.
And they're going to, it's going to rain on the mountain. And there's going to
said it
be
was a mistake.
lush forests and stuff that grow on that mountain because
Did
of
I say
it.
that?
Right? That woman can make you better, but you can't stop being what you are. Like, you have to stay the course. And that's not what women do.
I asked you to rate our kiss.
Says, by the way, I'm a boy trying my best to be a man during my teenage years. Hey, you're doing well.
I give it a 6.
You'll be fine.
A 6?
You'll be fine. All right.
Wow.
Like a solid
Just
6.
you have to reject the
There are a
world
lot of
around
people
you.
around.
The world around you that's
6.
telling you to
Oh,
engage in like
what?
debauchery and stupid
Wait, now
stuff
I really
and
wanna
to
know how
worship
you rate
women.
it.
You have to reject that because that world is falling apart. That world is why we are where we are. Let's worship women. And let's put relationships and consumerism above everything else.
Have you met
Like
you?
what? What are we even talking about here?
You make me want to go back outside into that bliss.
It says I was wondering, are you in a relationship or married? You seem pretty wise and experienced. No, I'm not. I am not in a relationship or married, and that's why. Because like I've learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. When I was in the military, I was dating, and I learned the very, very hard way about women. And then I was in my red pill rage, and I got out, and I started listening to different red pillars, and it all started making sense. And I was like, oh, that's why she did that. Oh, that's why they're acting like that. And living out here in California, like I said, it'll red pill you real fast. It'll red pill you real fast. When you see, like, I remember when I first got out here in 2011, right? I got out here in 2011, and I remember me and my friends would always say people were trying to live the San Diego lifestyle. And I could never wrap my mind around what the San Diego lifestyle was. And then it kind of just clicked. Like the San Diego lifestyle is all these people trying to live a lifestyle. Like going broke, trying to, you know, keep up an image. They were all trying to keep up with the Kardashians. And it never stopped. Like Kim Kardashian is just as popular today as she was then. But it's more stuff. Now we got TikTok and Instagram and all this, and all of these kids are consumed with it. But it works its way into like the minds of the older women. Like women my age, they're on TikTok and they're on Instagram and they're doing, there's the same stuff. They're competing with the women. That's why I'm not in a relationship. Like the women who are my age, they compete with the younger women, and then the younger women are completely delusional. Like they don't know how life works. Because now, to be honest, I can say for sure there be women lining over me, and I should probably have children before 30. Yes. I used to constantly mistake respectable women for nice girls that didn't hurt. Promiscuity was normalized when I was, that kind of stuff will really mess you up, especially in today's day and age, because what ends up happening today is, like I was saying, like the women today are competing with the girls. They're all competing for the same guys, and they become delusional. So it's very difficult to say, well, who's the good one, who's the bad one, who's like, which women are worth investing in, because they're all kind of the same. And this is why I tell people to be careful with relationships. Is it something that is applicable to every woman? I've never approached any. I'm scared what to expect. Who these guys are. I mean, it just depends. Like when you're dealing with women in today's day and age, right? You have to have leverage. Like you can cold approach women. I don't know how old you are. What are you? High school, college? If you're an adult, leverage and options are the best things to have. That's going to make you confident.
Where the hell they all come from? It don't matter.
Because, brother, if I get into a relationship now, then I'd have a child before even 20 or 18. I mean, if you... Can you lower the games down? Can you lower the
Hey, you
games
got a
down?
gun?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're a good shot. Keep up with us.
We gotta warn everyone. Come back with a cleanup crew.
We gotta live through this first. Watch them windows.
Is that better? He says,
These son of bitches are everywhere!
'cause even when I was a kid in the
Get to the
80s,
door!
it wasn't that hard to find, hard to find prawn. Just about every home, yeah. You know what's crazy? Adult material being so prevalent is like it has a bad connotation in all directions, but it's definitely had more of an impact on women. Like there's this idea, right? There's this idea that men are more susceptible to adult material. It's women. You guys I want you guys to think about this. Does anybody force women into adult films? Like, is somebody walking up and putting a gun to their head and saying, go do adult films?
Up there, the window!
No, they're not. Like, these women want to do it. And it's not just those women.
Hey, girl!
Oh, AAA. What were you saying? Like how old are you? I don't know how old you are. I can't give a teenager adult advice.
You two keep those
I need to know your age. But yeah, no, it's easier for me. So you guys have to think. Women are going into the adult industry. To marry a T-72 tank rather than a woman. Like women are going into the adult industry, and you have to think, women are the more social creatures. They're more social than men. So it's not like they're doing this on the slide. Like their friends know, their sisters know. I did that whole video about the girl who got into the adult industry and her mom was like supporting her and her dad was supportive of her and she got her sister into it. Like, bro, what? If it says I'm 23, I'm in college. If I was 23 and I was in college, I would focus on graduating from college and getting a job and building financial leverage. Like, go to your job. Like, I would burn most of my 20s up working and putting myself in a better position. Right? You want to build financial leverage. You want to go to a job, get experience, you know, be able to market yourself as a subject matter expert at whatever your job is going to be. Leverage that, get a better position, you know, save, invest. You're young, right? And the investment strategies of today are changing. Like right now, China's taking over everything, right? China's taking over everything. So you might want to study the Chinese investment strategy. Is it better to invest in American assets, Chinese assets, this asset, that asset? You have time, right? You have time on your side. So if I'm 23, I'm not getting into a relationship. I'm going to figure out a financial path forward. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work. I'm going to graduate college. I'm going to figure out a financial path forward because you're going to want that. If you get into a situation where you're dating a woman at 23 and let's say you graduate, right? You're a senior in college. You graduate. You're dating this woman. You end up having a kid with her. How do you take care of that kid? What if that kid has a healthcare issue? What if you guys need to move? Housing prices are going crazy like Hulkamania. Right? You have to put yourself in the best position first. If you can't help yourself, if you can't take care of yourself at a good level, you can't take care of a family. So I would tell you, put yourself in the absolute best position. It says, do I have to learn Chinese for that? I'm new to it, barely know about Chinese culture. No, you don't have to know Chinese, not the language. You just want to understand their financial strategy. Like, what is the worldwide market doing? Right? There's no sense in, investing in America if China is on the rise the way they are, right? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you have to learn the markets.
Okay.
If that's the route you're going to go. I would tell you not to get into a relationship simply because of how much it's going to cost you in terms of time. At 23, it is very easy to get into a situation where you burn 4 to 5 years off the clock in a relationship. It's super easy. Like, you get into this relationship, boom, 4 years are off the clock. You're 27. Now you're pushing 30. Now you're scraping and scrambling, trying to get ahead of the game. All the while,
I got jumped.
The economy is collapsing. All the while, China's taking over and there's wars in India. You want to be in the best position. You want to have the best position for yourself and your future child, right? If you do want to get into a relationship, if you do want to have kids, you should think about it from the standpoint of love. What is love from a man to a woman, from a father to a child? It takes many forms, but one of the most prevalent forms is your ability to provide. Can you actually provide for your future hypothetical family? You have to sacrifice now in order to put yourself in that position. He says, what if the kid isn't yours?
Supposed to be on patrol.
There's a blizzard outside.
You're screwed. You just became a statistic.
People are counting on you.
Because
Get that?
what is it? Paternity fraud is not a crime, apparently. If the kid ain't yours,
Didn't show up.
I don't know what to tell you.
What do you mean?
We waited for them for an hour. I was looking for their horses when I saw lights.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's how you put things. America is doomed in terms of future and dating. It says, should I move somewhere else? I heard Trump is sending people to Mexico for free these times. Yeah. I can't tell you where to go, but I can tell you America's.
Okay, I'll head west.
Nobody's moving to America anymore. Like, America is on the downslope, right? America is definitely on the downslope. He says, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to see what partying is, because for me, alcohol, cigars, all those stuff are haram, prohibited. That's basically, yeah. Like, I mean, all that party lifestyle, that doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere. It says you just become a step down. Yeah. Because younger people are susceptible to being lured into a lifestyle revolving around partying, promiscuity. Yeah, that lifestyle doesn't lead to anything. Like you're seeing all the people who are my age. You're seeing all the people who are in their 30s regretting that lifestyle. All that partying and fun, that's not real fun. Those people aren't really having fun. First of all, when you see all those people partying, for the most part, as a man, you see the women and you say, man, I want to have sex with these women. And you don't have access to that. And guess what? 95% of those men don't have access to those women. So it's just a bunch of guys scheming and plotting and spending money to be around women that they think that they can get to, and they can't. And then for the women, they're just trying to get attention. And on both ends, people end up wasting their life on a life that isn't real. Like, it's not real. This is why you just put the money first.
You want to get the saddles off?
Yeah, jump off, do your homework, man. Study. Put yourself in a better position. Put yourself in the best position and take care. Right? And that goes for everybody. Put yourself in the best position to succeed. Because do you know about MMA? Who, me? I mean, I watch MMA. I watch the UFC.
How long y'all been here?
My man Bo Nickel just took a L. He'll be back. He's got the wrestler's mentality. He'll be fine.
Doing that this way.
Just passing through.
I know most people can't fight. I know that. I found that out. I see that quite often. Most people can't fight.
Y'all should come back with us.
I've been seeing these kids getting street fights
Appreciate it.
at the bus stop all the time. It's like, man, you need to learn how to fight.
Tommy. It's my brother.
Because while being a party promoter can be great, Scott, thanks for the $5. Says, love your content, OG. Reminds me of Anton Daniels. Stay blessed. 100. I plan to, man. I support. I definitely appreciate the support. Khabib, man. Khabib's retirement really killed me, man. Like, I really thought that he was going to do a whole lot more. But all of those guys coming out of Dagestan are killers. Like, most people just cannot compete with those guys. They're too focused. So whatever he's doing, what is it, the Eagle's Nest over there in Dagestan? Whatever they're doing is top tier. They have a top tier training program. Like, those guys are locked in, they're focused, and they mean business. These guys mean business, right? And I mean, that's what you have to do. If you know what's crazy? When I look at those guys in the UFC, and you see what they're doing, the approach that Khabib and his guys take to the UFC is that his father died. That's why he retired. I heard about that. I heard about, because his father was like his trainer, right? His first teacher or something like that. He says, Khabib is Chad. Yeah, pretty much. Like his legend keeps growing because the guys he keeps putting out from that gym are just crushing everybody. Right? They're just crushing everybody. And those guys' approach is what you kind of need to be successful in life. Like, they have a maniacal focus. And when you see these guys, like, I like Conor McGregor as a personality, but he let money and women and cocaine get to his head. And that really messed him up. And like, he had the ability to be top tier, but it all messed him up. Now you look at the guys over there in Dagestan, they're focused. They're laser focused. They got a brotherhood, they're locked in. And that's a lot of times what it takes. You either have to be laser focused by yourself, or you have to have a brotherhood of people who are going to lock in with you and keep you focused. And that's why they're just so good. Right? They're gonna keep winning. Those guys are gonna keep winning as long as they stay focused. It's the genetics, I think. Yeah, they got some good genetics. I used to train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but my double hernia surgery forced me to quit the mesh, and my abdomen causes too much discomfort. Yeah, if you get a injury like that, it's gonna sit you down.
How do I get down there?
I used to box, and then my shoulders, I got old, and then my shoulders started squeaking and popping every time I move. But you get older. This is your first live. Yeah, this is my first live stream. I'm just shooting the breeze, talking about the expenses of women. All the expensive things that women are going to do. Speaking of which, DoorDash. I've never used DoorDash. I have a neighbor who uses DoorDash. He's a guy, but all of my female neighbors, DoorDash. It says if you're going to train, so if you're going to train that stuff, do it while you're young. Yeah, do it while you're young.
You're okay. You're okay.
If I could move to any city outside of California, where would it be? I'd probably move back to Ohio because my mother is older, so she needs help. But I'm not a big city person. When I was younger, like if you would have asked me that question like 10 years ago, I would probably have said like Texas. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to Texas, I'm gonna buy me a big old house. I'm not a big city person anymore. Like living out here has really made me hate the big city lifestyle, and I want something that's slow. And Ohio is slow. It's like the land that time forgot. You know what I'm saying? It says it's really reliable if you work at a place you can't leave until it works over. Yeah. I'm not a fan of big cities anymore. I don't want to, like, I wouldn't want to go to New York. It sounds crazy, but I don't want to go where things are exciting. Like people have this idea that, oh, I want to go where there's beautiful women. Wherever there's beautiful women, there's all the associated problems with beautiful women. And beautiful women come with a lot of problems. There's no need to have a DoorDash. I prefer small towns and rural areas because it's usually cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper, better people. Texas and pay property tax. Heck no. Oh yeah, Texas does have crazy property tax. I think it's state tax they don't do on like incomes and stuff, but they do have crazy property tax. But at least you do get property tax. You come out here to California, you're gonna be paying property taxes, and you're not gonna have any property. You'll have a house that sits on absolutely no property. So in Texas, at least you get the property. But there's too many people who left California.
Why aren't you posted up outside?
We didn't think anyone was gonna show up.
The hell did you expect?
Do you know?
We gotta get out of here before the whole town's on top of us.
You know about Jack Picot? The guy also preaches life lesson. No, I don't think I know him. I have to look. Is he on YouTube?
End it.
Is he on YouTube? I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of it. I think I may have heard of him, but I don't think I have. But yeah, no. I would tell you guys. It says I live in Florida. It's
Go fucking get up.
He says I live in Florida. It's next level out here.
Please stop.
I hear a lot of good things about Florida. I hear a lot of good things about Florida. But see, my problem, there's so many people coming from California to Florida. They're going to turn it blue. They're going to turn it blue. And then, my biggest thing is, can I buy a house? Which I don't know if I actually want to buy a house. Because when I was a kid, I was born in the USA. I wish I was born in Kazakhstan. Why? To wrestle? Yeah. I mean, well, it says the guy lives in Australia. I've heard Australia is a feminist hellhole. That's what I've heard. I'll just be very, very honest. Is anybody from Australia? Everything I hear about Australia is that it's very feministic. It's very feminine. Like they've gone, like Australia has apparently gone to the dogs. I don't know. Pyrofin says, why didn't they end her right there? For the plot. It's plot armor. Approximately how much money would you need to start a high quality YouTube channel that includes audio and what are you trying to do? Because right now I'm streaming with my webcam right off my MacBook. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. I'll put it to you like this. You don't need a lot of equipment. You certainly don't need a lot of equipment. Like the barrier to entry in terms of like prices is relatively low. It's really more about the content itself. Said, no, man, it's not. You should Jack Pickett in YouTube and would know. Yeah, guns are bad. You know what, man? Like for as much, for as much, like I like the Second Amendment, but man, it causes so many problems here in America because when you mix the Second Amendment with the gun trade, you get extremely high crime. When you mix the Second Amendment with guns or with drugs and whatnot, and gang culture.
Maria wants to make sure you're eating.
Pyro said yes for the plot, of course. Yep, they had to keep her alive for the plot.
She can't stop us.
It makes no sense, but they had to keep her alive for the plot. Because how many play DCS games? I don't.
They have the guys that we would need
Right.
to do this smart. We'd be leaving Jackson.
Says Kazakhstan has no wars, less problems, good life. I know. I think I know one guy from
We
Kazakhstan.
just get to get away with
What's the
this.
economy like in Kazakhstan?
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but that's
Do they have a
what
good
happened.
economy? They have like engineering jobs out there or something like that?
Is this you talking or is this her?
That's a valid point.
If it were you or me, Joel would be halfway to Seattle already.
No, he wouldn't.
He absolutely fucking would be.
Well, we don't even know for certain that they're from Seattle.
Washington Liberation Front. That's what you said was on those patches.
I don't.
If they stole those jackets.
Rewatching the game. What it says, the
WLF
place
move.
still
What are you doing?
have a high crime rate, and it's always about shame. Oh, people like so a lot of knife crime.
You know what?
Yeah, a lot of knife crime. That's like the UK. It'd be just like the
I'm
UK.
leaving tomorrow.
A lot of knife crime. That's why I don't want to go to the UK. Yeah, these people, they get up close and personal. I ain't with it. And see, sitting back, rewatching this game film is exactly why I couldn't watch The Last of Us Part 2 on HBO. It's like how
You can't talk me out of this.
I just think the game is really well done. Like when you watch like the cinematics, I think it's really well done. I just no. Hamzat Shamayev, is he from Kazakhstan? He's not from Kazakhstan. He's from Dagestan, right? All the white
Give me
Russians,
a day to talk to Maria.
the white Muslim Russians.
There's got to be some folks you can spare.
She won't budge.
Well, I'll figure something out.
I like Hamzat. I like all the Dagestani fighters. I like how focused they are. I like the fact that they're so difficult to beat. I like the fact that they're like the new wave.
Fine.
All the Dagestani fighters, all those guys that were training with Khabib, they're the new wave. If you guys remember, a little bit ago, it was like all the Brazilian fighters. Like they were all the rage. Like there's always like a wave. Like for a little bit, what was it? It was all the guys from Nigeria were winning. Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman, right? All those guys. Like there's always a wave of people who have their turn in the UFC. And these dudes are next level, and I like it. I like it. It keeps everybody on their toes, and it really forces the UFC to the next level. It forces fighting to the next level, like because it was becoming kind of like a playboy sport. Like everybody was kind of just getting in there, winning a belt, holding it for a little bit, and then doing the YouTube thing or doing like the podcast thing. They were becoming podcast stars, thanks to Joe Rogan. But now, like I think the guys coming out of Khabib's camp are really forcing people to step their game up and become serious about fighting. So the Slavs are serious chess players. Yeah, it's, me and chess don't get along too well. I don't have a mind for chess. Because I really don't understand these Western words. I know but one language.
His house before we leave.
I only know the one language. I do apologize.
Just have to pick something up.
Even though I'm Gen Z. It says, KG says, can a non-black person use the N-word just for a normal chat like other blacks. I don't, you know what, man? My whole thing is if people are throwing the word around,
Car or horse.
okay. Because when you turn on the radio, well, nobody listens to the radio anymore. But when you listen to music, it's everywhere.
Then it's gonna be harder.
So why not? I'm not.
Change your mind, you know.
I don't believe in that whole you can't say it, but I can say it. Like, that's just stupid.
I feel like you have to.
Either everybody can say it or nobody can say it.
You go. I go. And
If you were president, what are the 1 to 3 executive orders you would immediately put in to make this country better? I would get rid of the criminal justice industrial complex, number 1.
by the East Gates.
I would make prison a hellscape. I would make going to prison a miserable experience. That's what I know. That's the first thing. Then I would declare a war on gangs, right? I would clean up America's cities, and I would put all the criminals. You're going to go to jail, and you're going to go to an awful jail, right? Then I don't know. Whatever the third thing would be, would have to revolve around the economy. I would probably, you really can't reverse the trade tariffs, but I would definitely get rid of the gangs, right? I would probably make it easier to sue gun companies. Like, the crime in America is crazy. I would have reduced taxes if possible. More schools with make more schools with the fund of the government, and ban the use of firearms for all the citizens.
Okay.
It's not so much the firearms. It's the people who use them. Says, damn, true, they're using it in rap music, everything. Thanks, my nigga. Yeah. Like, it's not so much that. It's more, it's the culture. America's culture is corrupted. Right? The culture of America is corrupted. We're the only culture in the world. Maybe the UK. The UK might have a criminal justice industrial complex. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the prisons look like in the UK. I think they're actually kind of nice. Like, European prisons are cushy, but they don't have a drug trade the way we do, and they don't have a gang culture the way we do. Like, America is a place where everything is for sale, even crime and safety, right? Like, there's a book called, what is that book called? It's something about the militarization of the police. I want to say it's the rise of the warrior cop. That's the name of the book. And it talks about how we got to this point, right? It talks about how we got to this point. And basically what we did was we put a price tag on crime, right? We put a price tag on crime and said, well, we can monetize this problem. And now look where we're at, right? And now we have gangs, and we allow people to openly talk about doing drugs. They openly talk about doing crime. They talk about their crimes, and we can't, like, America's gang culture and its crime culture is just out of control. You know what I mean? Like, it's out of control. So that's what I would do. Do you know about the book? Yeah, I know about the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Who was that? Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, I just think the crime is out of control. If you can fix the crime in America, if you can fix the culture that goes behind that crime, you can fix everything else. That's really what it is. It's the culture, right? I would make like social media, like dating apps. I would outlaw it. You want to, like, dating apps are like the new gangster rap. Like, it's that pervasive in terms of how destructive it is. Right? The only thing more pervasively destructive than gangster rap is dating apps. Because with gangster rap, you warped, like, you basically warped the minds of what, 14% of your population, and you made, gang banging cool, and you made all this killing and drug culture cool. Well, with the hookup culture and the prevalence for people to get in it and the ability for people to get in it, Think about it. How do you bounce back from that? It's like you can't. Like black people have gone backwards because of gangster rap. Women are going backwards because of dating apps. So if I were the president, I would put in place things that would change the culture of America. There is no policy more potent than culture. I agree with America not being a homogenous country. Culture is the biggest weapon or the biggest blessing. Yeah. Yeah. It says dating apps also correlates to increased awkwardness and also narcissistic behavior. Yes, there is a direct correlation between the rise of dark triad traits in especially women because they have the overwhelming access to, dating apps and the positives of dating apps. Like they can get out there and do more. Like social media, dating, yeah. Right? Like dating apps make it very, very easy for people to go out there and accomplish their goal. Like if you're a top tier male and you can actually, like, let's say you're tall, you're handsome, you make a good deal of money or at least decent money. If you can become successful, you become utilitarian. So the way you view people becomes very, kind of psychopathic. It becomes narcissistic. Right? So it kills your spirit bit by bit. And we've been dealing with dating apps since about 2013. So now we're a decade into this. So you got to think, you got people who are Gen Z who are just, their minds are completely warped. And Gen Alpha, I don't know how many of you guys ever watched Coach Greg Adams, but he always talks about it. Gen Alpha, the people who are in like middle school, high school now, those are going to be the first people who have to deal with monetized dating. Like every girl they deal with will have sold herself at some point. How do you move forward then?
Everything okay?
Yeah, it says my favorite black song is Just the Two of Us. It's not a rap. It's not a rap. It's classic. Yeah, I think Will Smith covered it, and then it was a Bill Withers song. Bill Withers did the original, and then Will Smith did a rap cover of it. Good song either way. But yeah, it's 100%. You have if you want to fix America, you have to fix the culture, and America doesn't want its culture fixed because Americans, right? Americans themselves don't understand that America is no longer a country. America hasn't been a country in like 20, 30 years.
Stop her. Take her guns.
Right? America hasn't been a country in like 20 or 30 years. America is a corporation that is bought and sold by private entities. This is why China, our supposed enemy, has been buying farmland for how long? China owns a ton of our farmland. So think about it. How is China this communist country and they're our enemy, but we let them buy our country? Right?
You going with her?
America is a commodity to be bought and sold. That's why. The people at the top don't care about America. This is why they signed NAFTA. What is that, 94, 96, something like that? They sent all the manufacturing away. Who guts their infrastructure for money? A country that wants to die. We are not a proper country. The citizens of America look at us as a country, but all the policies that come from the government, which are instituted by the private entities, the private equity firms, would say otherwise.
Thank you, Maria.
America is a big corporate entity and is why everything has a tax code attached to it. Exactly. America is a corporate entity. We are not, you can't make a country out of, you got white folks over here, you got black people over there, you got Chinese over here, you got all these different people. What's going to bring them together as a country? You only see this foolishness in places like America. Well, you see it in the UK. You see it in the UK. I'm not going to say capitalism is this bad thing. I'm just going to say everything has a consequence to it. Everything has a consequence to it. Capitalism has consequences. What happens when you get psychopaths who are smarter than everybody and have no empathy, sympathy, remorse, or compassion? What happens when you get those people in high places of power? You can't talk reason to these people. And you have to understand, like, the American government is loaded with psychopaths. Capitalistic mindsets, capitalistic systems of governance and finance are breeding grounds for those kinds of personality traits, right? Ruthless people seek out ventures that, their ruthless behavior is going to benefit them in.
Well, I didn't even think. Just
There's high IQ, low trust. Yeah,
grabbed his gun and
you can't trust these people
how old were you?
because these people are psychos. You ever wonder why some of the people in government can just tell lies
Fully conscious.
and get caught telling the lie, and then they just tell another one, or they're just like,
What happened?
I didn't know I couldn't do that. It's because they're psychopaths. They don't have shame.
Shit. You got me beat.
Yeah, I'm a real badass.
And the general population has become more low IQ, low trust. Yeah. Like you see that with, what is it, cancel culture? We want to cancel everything. Only stupid people want to cancel everything. If you are a person with good intelligence and somebody says something stupid, you will sit there and say, like, you'll refute them. If that person says, X, Y, Z,
Maybe those black market smugglers back in Boston.
if it's like the whole things with the whoish,
I don't see the point in guessing.
right?
Okay.
At least
Like the whoish people, when everything they say, when everything you say about them, when you notice things about them, what happens? They say you're anti whoish. So if I say XYZ thing about whoish people and you don't like it, why not just refute what I said if you can? They don't do that. They want to cancel you. It's the same thing with women. It's the same thing with blacks. It's the same thing with gays. Right? This is why I actually have a good deal of respect for China, because China will shut people down who talk against it, and they'll be just straight up, we don't let you talk against us. Why? Because reasons. They don't care. They don't care.
Ellie, cars.
Elijah, yeah, uncle and auntie, yeah. Like, you're not allowed to say certain things, but that's where that comes from. We don't want you to say anything about us. But then they give that same spirit and that same mindset to the ethnists, right? To the minorities, everybody like that. You can't say this about me.
another superhero card.
Question.
Why not?
If you could have one superpower,
Right?
What would it
Like
be?
right now, it says it's
Probably
ignorance to blame a
Strong
certain ethnic
choice.
group of people. If you look
That's what you
throughout
can spy on.
history, there has been at least 3 to 5 times that people persecuted the who's for no reason. See, here's the problem. I'm not denying that the persecution is for no reason. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is, when people say certain things, like flat earthers, people will say, "Oh, the earth is flat."
turns out you do know.
I understand, if you're a scientist, why you would say, that's stupid. You're stupid. I'm not going to talk to you. I understand that. But it's more productive to just have the scientific argument. Even if that person isn't going to listen, the people who do listen to the argument, and oftentimes any argument that you have is not for the benefit of the person you're arguing with, but for the people who listen. Right? I'm not saying argue to the point of a quarrel, not like fighting. I'm saying you put forth your evidence, they put forth theirs, and you let the crowd decide. There are certain ethnic groups that don't want to be addressed. They don't want to be called out for anything. Case in point, I'm black. Okay, if people say things against black people, should I get upset? Think about this. Does anybody, and I mean anybody, come to America and say,
Yes.
I want to live next to black people? Nobody says that, ever. Asians don't come here and say, let me find a black neighborhood. They might put a business there because, that's how the business loans work, but they don't want to live there, right? So then when you see all the races of people avoid black people for this reason, for that reason, for a great deal of reasons, when somebody like Nick Fuentes or Lily Gaddis gets on TV with Piers Morgan and say, I don't want to live next to black people, and they start giving their reasoning, you can't just get mad. You have to refute that. You have to refute all of those points. And a lot of times you can't refute it. Now, I'm not saying that it's true that black people are awful. I'm just simply saying when a person says, I don't want to live next to black people for reason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can't just get offended and shut the conversation down. You have to have the conversation. But that's the thing. He said, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm talking about other people. Yeah. No, I mean, the ignorance goes, you know, in all directions. I don't think that the you-know-who-ish people are just these evil people. I just think that there are evil people in positions of power that happen to be you-know-who-ish, and oftentimes they don't call their own people out. Like, I don't mind calling black people out for their bullcrap. What's the guy, Austin Metcalf, the guy Carmelo Anthony, stabbed the kid in Texas. I think the kid, that's first degree murder if you ask me. Right? I don't mind saying that that's first degree murder because you took a knife to a track meet. That's the wrong baton, sir. Right? I think he should be in jail for life. He said most black folks don't want to hear that. They don't. They don't. But for me, I don't mind having tough conversations. And the only reason I'm saying all this is because the one guy said, I think it was Elijah, he was saying, America has become more low IQ. When you want to shut a conversation down rather than, you know, expounding on the merits of any particular side of the argument, that's where the low IQ comes from. Right? This is why we're regressing as a culture. Because we don't want to expound, we don't want to have the tough conversation. You guys just saw this for the last 4 years with Joe Biden in the whole trans debate. Right? Like what more simplistic of a debate can we have? 1 + 1 is 2. No, it's not. Right? So you see how stupid people have become.
Well, that's something.
Right? We see how it says and more low trust. You know, the lack of trust, the lack of trust might be warranted because things are just going so crazy. It's like, what can you really trust? In the short attention span, that is alarming. But that's the rise of social media. Everybody's on TikTok. Everybody is on, like, I don't know if I don't have TikTok. I have Instagram. Like, I don't have a personal account. I just scroll, look at cat videos. I get my reaction stuff.
Think about how well.
But when you see that stuff, like it's created for the dopamine hit.
That's what scares me.
Because I agree, as a young black man, it's so up to us to hold our own culture and race accountable. It's a lot of in-house hate, and the black culture is self-destructive. It's very self-destructive, but it comes down to who can be held accountable. I want you to really think about it, Scott. Who can really be held accountable? You can hold me accountable to a degree. I can hold you accountable to a degree, but can either one of us hold the other person's mother or sister or baby mama accountable? And that becomes the problem. In America, we have this culture where women can't be held accountable. They're above reproach. So black women have taken that and just gone to the finish line with it. Right? We can't hold black women accountable.
Trespassers killed on sight.
So how do you hold the race accountable?
At least we know
It's a deep conversation.
They put up this sign. It means there's gotta be a
Right? It's a very deep conversation. It's very difficult to hold black people accountable. And if you really want to be honest, the black culture is like a microcosm of America. Right? People in general are just animals. Like if you choose to believe, we evolved from animals, right? And everybody is always trying to get back to their most animalistic self. That's why we have the limbic system, the animal brain, right? So we have our animal brain, and we're always prone to doing stuff. That's why if somebody smacks you, you're prone to punching them in the face.
That's fucked up.
Right? But what we do as men and as what we do as evolved people, we step away from our animalistic self, right?
In the wall up above.
Well, the black culture has become animalistic.
You see it?
right? It's become very animalistic. At the same time, every other culture is trying to become more animalistic. This is why you see violence in every culture. This is why you see foolishness and tribalism in every culture. The black culture has just been kind of put on a stage because of America and how American politics works, right? Elijah said it's why it's productive and yes, it's why productive and beneficial things is important. So the quality of dopamine is there. You know what, man? It's crazy. I see a lot of people who have have you guys ever scrolled like TikTok or Instagram and you've seen somebody do something that's actually talented and then they have like no views and you actually like start feeling bad for them? Like there's no place for real talent. It's a tough equation for sure. We may be too entrenched. The black culture is, here's how I would tell you to look at the black culture. Look at it like a person who has like diabetes, right? You have to amputate. So the question becomes, can we amputate, right? Can you amputate? If we can't amputate, then there's nothing we can do. Like we die as a people, as a people, right? Because that's what I tell people. Anything happen to the black community is going to spread to every other countries like the whites and Mexicans. Yeah. So if you really want to know how the black community is affecting, I want you to think about this. Think about it from this perspective. Think about what you see in women. Right? We see, I don't want to say black women are just so ratchet, but let's just say, right? Let's just say for the commercial sake, you see women being very ratchet in the black community. They have sexual liberation and they, have lots of child abortions and whatnot. Does that not spread everywhere? Right? Do you guys not notice how a lot of women look at black women with adulation and they say, oh, she's so brave and she stands up for herself. And I wish I was as free as her. It's because all these other women come from cultures that hold them with constraints. They put restraint on their women, and the black woman is completely unrestrained. So you see all the sexual promiscuity starts in the black neighborhood. Look at the STD rates. STD rates in black areas, it's sky high. It is absolutely insane. It's like if you go to a black neighborhood, like everybody's like glowing in the dark. It's like The Last of Us. They're all infected. They're all infected, right? But that's spreading everywhere else. It spreads everywhere else, right? A lot of women look at black women and they say, oh, they're so free. It's like, no, they're not free. They're just rebellious. And black men can't control them because it takes money to control women. And this is what the whole point of this stream is. Before you get in a relationship, you need money. Why? Okay. Money is, I don't want to say it's a control mechanism, but it gives you leverage. Because women don't want to be held to a standard. Women don't want to be held to a standard. Right? Because for the most part, women can never meet a standard. I'll keep an eye out. Right? For the most part, women can never really meet a standard. And women don't want to have to do things that cause them to have to act. Because I've never at any point in my life seen and listened to this many number of girls and women fight this hard to not go on to be moms and grandma. It's the deconstruction of everything that makes a society. We are evolving backwards. De-evolution, as Coach Greg Adams would say. We're falling apart, right? As a society, we've reached the pinnacle. And now there's nothing for us to do except destroy ourselves, right? If you guys study history, I don't know how much you guys study history, but if you study history at all to any meaningful extent, you will see when any society falls, like when a society begins to fall, they reach this pinnacle where society gets so safe that women get rights, they get political freedoms, and they gain a degree of independence from men, right? And when those things happen, once you lose the woman, you lose your future. The woman is the future of all society, right? Like you can't have babies without women. And use outliers like Grape and Yeah, to justify as justification for more common behaviors like yeah. If you notice, every woman that you run into has been intimately assaulted. It's like every single one of you. I can't refute it, but it's just like, I went to school with you. I saw how you acted. I saw what you did. And all of a sudden, you have this horror story. It's just one of those things, right? And while I will always tell you guys, you have to understand, once women get their degree of freedom, once they get that degree of freedom and they can do as they see fit, when they can do as they see fit, they're going to walk away, right? They're going to walk away from men because we made the world comfortable, right? He says the future is really sad. The future is bleak. And it's kind of like I said, like if society collapsed, if World War III broke out, New York gets nuked, LA gets nuked, like we are full on at World War III. I need you guys to understand, women aren't going to come say, save me. They're not going to do that. And the older these women get, like the older they get, you know what they're going to do? When women get older, these Gen Z women get older, millennial women get older. Keep in mind, I'm a millennial, I'm in my 40s. When these women get older, they're going to vote for socialism. So even if we fix the economy, they're going to vote in the direction that wrecks it again in order to give to them. They're going to vote for a wealth redistribution. It'll be another 100 years before we fix all of this. We'll all be dead and gone. Your grandkids will be my age before we get any closer to fixing this. He says, you only know softness and being said. Yeah. Well, I mean, most people. America's never known war. We saw what would happen to America when COVID hit. They said they'll grow more indifferent too. The indifference is already here. You can see that with Gen Z. I don't know how many of you guys have younger siblings or like nieces and nephews or something. Look at Gen Alpha. Look at these kids who are like 14, 15. They are indifferent to everything. Right? All they see is tragedy every day. All they see is sex every day. There's no innocence, none whatsoever. They are indifferent to people's suffering. They are indifferent to, people's success. They see everybody wants to be Kai Cenat. I don't know if you guys know who Kai Cenat is, but this guy opened up like a streaming university. Like, we don't need plumbers. Like, bro, can we get some plumbers? Can we open up a free? Can you go pay off some student loans of some of these engineers so we can keep our bridges operating? Nope. Everybody wants the popcorn success. They want what's easy. So it's only going to get worse. And with the women, if you guys, it says, I have a daughter and a son, you got to fight. You got to fight on your hands. You got to fight on your hands. Because if they're young, you already see it. It says women too often have the mentality also found among baby boomers of as long as they are not affected, then yeah, that is 100%. That's 100% right. Women are very indifferent as long as they're not affected. It's not even a situation of as long as they're not affected, they don't care. As long as they're not affected, it's not even real in their minds. Right? And this is not new. This is not a new thing. It's always been this way. Right? It's always been this way. Like, women have always been like that. This is why men have always been the one to advance society. Right? Men have always been the ones to advance society. Because they look at society and say, oh, this needs to get fixed, right? How do you think we know about serial killers and psychopaths? Women look at women getting deleted and they'll be like, oh, well, it didn't happen to me, whatever, tra-la-la-la-la. And men will be like, we need to figure out who's off in all these women. This is why we know about Jack the Ripper. This is why we know about dark triad traits, right? There's so much stuff that from a societal standpoint, right? It's from a societal standpoint. It only exists because men cared. When is it women care most or at all when they are directly benefit or lose? Yeah, when women are losing out on something, that's when they care. What do you mean I'm not getting? Like you see this with women, like they have zero-sum mindset. Most women have a zero-sum mindset. Because I agree. As a man, by a certain age, you should already have your own economic, physical, mental. Yeah. Most women have a zero-sum mindset. So they'll look at gains and loss. They look at the world from gains and losses. Did I gain something? No. Well, did I lose anything? Possibly. That's how women look at the world. And that's what most people don't understand. And this is why social media is so dangerous. Because women will look at things on social media and they'll say, well, I should have that too. What's the girl, Sophie Rain? If you were to see Sophie Rain in the wild, you would think she was just a normal girl. There's nothing special about her. She's not this drop-dead bombshell. But women see the kind of money she's making and they're like, oh no, I should be getting that too. I'm better than her. And they literally think in their mind that they're losing out.
Gotta figure out this one now.
Right? You see the girls, like you see all of these girls, they're friends. Or like they will see people their same age and say, well, this person is dating a celebrity. I should be able to date a celebrity too. I'm better than this. Like they really feel that they're losing out. And this is why social media is so dangerous for women. Because I can see 1,000 men out there with Ferraris and Porsches and be like, must be nice, but I know that dude is putting in more work than me. I'm not going to look at Gervonta Davis knocking somebody out and be like, man, that should be me. I know I can't fight. But that's not how women think. It's not how women think. Right? So in their mind, it's all zero sum. Someone else has, and they got it at my expense. Social media has put their zero-sum mindset on steroids. Because women place a premium on danger and excitement while wanting to be shielded from any negatives tied to it. The black community. Look at the black community. Look at the Hispanic community. Look at Mexico and the drug trade. Do you think the drug mules and the sicarios and all the cartel people in Mexico, do you think they're not having sex? Do you think those guys do you think women are just like, oh no, I don't want to be with you. You're too dangerous. Somebody might shoot up the club while you're with me. Like, no, they flock to that. As long as nothing bad happens to them, they reward the demons.
Yes.
They will reward the demons. There's a reason why all of these people can go out there, sell dope, shoot people. King Von, I don't know if you guys know, I know some of you guys aren't American. All the gangster rappers, with King Von being at the top, because he was actually out there taking people off the census. How does he have 2 or 3 baby moms? It's because women love danger. They love degeneracy. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that women are bad people. I'm not saying that. What I'm simply saying is a lot of times women will look at the degenerate and say, oh, he's a strong man. He takes action. He takes charge. They look at that as leadership capabilities. They need a father. Like I think, what was it? KG said he has kids. They need a father in their life to guide them and say, hey, there's a difference between a guy who takes dangerous risks and commits crimes for capital gains and the guy who actually, is taking a risk as an entrepreneur. There's a huge difference. It says they love chaos. Yeah, women love chaos. Women absolutely thrive on chaos. I think like my next stream, I'll break that down. I'll definitely have to break that down because I did a video on another channel about that. But yeah.
Now what?
It says women are not bad people. They just need a lot. They need a lot of guidance. I always tell people the best thing to do is to look at women like children. Now, if you tell women that, they'll lose their mind. But at the end of the day,
Hopefully we find our first.
right? At the end of the day, women kind of are just children. But that at the same time, this is why I tell you guys, you should look at your relationships from the standpoint of love, right? From the standpoint of love. I
Shit, look.
love my future hypothetical wife and kids. What am I going to do before I get them to show them that I love them? I should come with gifts in hand. That gift should be a good life.
Kind of way past this,
I'm going to work on myself and put myself in the best position to take care of my family before I get them. That's the love that a man shows to his wife and kids, their hypothetical wife and kids. Right? Because Pyro says, I have to agree, no wonder dudes want to be gangsters. Money and 304s are the biggest reward. Yeah.
or worse.
Dude, like, look, these awful people, they get rewarded for their degeneracy. Right? Like in today's world, there's no reward for the righteous man other than you. If you believe in God and you believe that there's something good waiting for you on the other side, then there's a reward. But in real time, like think about what society wants. If you get up there in age, like I'm 40, if I make a bag off of YouTube, they're going to say, oh man, you need to go date this 40-year-old woman. They're going to want me to date the girl that's been run through. There's no reward for doing things the right way, right? There's almost no reward. So I'm not going to say that to like discredit anybody or discourage anybody, but you just have to understand that's just how women work, and that's what society operates on. Because for the most part, women do serve a great purpose and great supporters, and they work best in systems, not necessarily creativity and critical thinking. That's true. For example, look at the hospitality industry. Yeah. Like, I have a female dentist. I love that little Asian lady. Like, she has great bedside manner. Like, I remember one time I went to go get a root canal, and she couldn't numb me up. And she was like, well, I don't want to keep pumping you up full of this stuff. And she was like, did you have any caffeine? Now, about 3 months prior, I had another root canal, and I had a guy do it. He just kept stabbing me in the face with this stuff, and he could not get my tooth to go numb. And he never thought, oh, hey, did you have any caffeine? Because caffeine will counteract the whatever the numbing stuff is. It'll counteract it. But the little Asian lady, she was concerned about me. She was generally concerned. Hey, are you okay? Like, I don't understand. We can reschedule. Right. So yeah, a lot of times when you get women who work in hospitality and they work in, medical, they do very, very good. They do very well. So I believe women should have plenty of opportunities. And so they want you to be like that dude who was with that 20-year-old OnlyFans model. Oh man, Shannon Sharp. Women are great when they have guidance consistently through their lives. Yeah. That's when women are best, when they have guidance. But a lot of times, we live in a world where we don't want women to be guided. Why would they do that? and a lot of people don't understand. If you're not guided by like your father, you're not guided by a culture that wants the best for you, you're going to be guided by the evils of this world. Like something's going to guide you. Right. I don't want to get on here and be preaching about God and everything, because I don't know how everybody feels about that. But you are going to be guided by something, whether it's, your personal belief in God, whether it's, your culture, or whether it's just TikTok and the TikTok algorithm. That's what most women are they are being guided by the TikTok algorithm. And there's not a whole lot that you can do about that. Not in today's day and age. Right? So that's just my little rant on that. So I would definitely tell you guys, if you're in a relationship, if you're thinking about getting in a relationship, please do yourself a favor and put yourself in a better position before you start that. Right? Lead with love. Your potential future wife, he said unruly, like what the Rasta said. Yeah, they're unruly. They can't be ruled over. They don't want rules. And you know what the craziest part is? You go to prison, it's not like this free-for-all. Like men will go to prison and it'll be, there's a whole pecking order. It's a whole pecking order. You can't just be lawless around men. Only in society, in a free society like America, can you just be lawless and just do whatever you want. Even if you date a woman, your age, you will still be in the position as Shannon. She would call, yeah. Well, I mean, you see all these people coming out, right? What is it? Lawsuits are the new divorce. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. That's his whole thing. Lawsuits are the new divorce, right? And you know the crazy thing, Shannon really didn't do anything wrong other than the fact that he was doing too much. Like he got that money and he lost his mind. It's like, I'm not gonna say that you can't do something with a 20-year-old. I'm just gonna say you were doing a little bit too much. Like you, at this stage in his life, he should know. He should know. He should have known better, right? But you see how women are moving, right? You see how women are moving. Every woman wants to be Gabby Zuniga. Like they all want to get that bag. They all want to get that bag. They all want to be the one to sue a dude, and it's all of them. And you're going to be in a worse position if you date women your age, because they're looking to be cashed out. So look at a football player who was wifing up a black woman who was older than him. She wrecked his place, pulled out his dreads, and called, yeah. Like, he was being a pervert. He got to relax. Yeah, Shannon Sharpe was on some crazy stuff. He was on some crazy stuff. I don't know what. You know what's crazy? When it comes to these people, it's like you could literally, if you're gonna do all that, you might as well just go date a prawn star. Like you're doing way too much. You're trying to date a normal. Well, I guess an OF model is a prawn star, but he's doing too much. He was doing way too much. Like it's like, bro, you out here in these streets. Them text messages was wild, absolutely wild. So yeah, he just did too much. He just did way too much. Is it that woman is older than him, by the way? What you guys have to understand is you're never going to get away from this. Like you're never going to get away from women trying to do things to get that bag, right? And this is why I tell you, if you get into a relationship and a woman doesn't have the money she wants, like remember I was telling you guys how much all this kind of stuff costs. I was talking about in the beginning, a hair salon appointment typically is going to be $200 to $350. Hair care products, $50 a month. Skin routines, $100 a month. I want you to think about this. If women are willing to do what they're doing to Shannon Sharpe for a bag, what happens when you get into a relationship and the woman wants to get money and she don't have it? She can't afford her hair care stuff. She can't afford her eyelashes, or she can't afford her fingernails getting done. She's gonna find a way. She's gonna find a way. She's not just gonna go without. So you guys have to understand, whether it's them getting cashed out, whether it's them getting a payday, whether it's them just being maintained in relationships, women want these things and they're gonna do whatever they have to do to get it. I'm not telling you that they shouldn't have it. I'm saying from the standpoint of you being a husband or a long-term boyfriend, something like that, you have to put yourself in the best position to provide. But at the same time, you have to know that these women are out here trying to hit home runs. He says, crazy. My haircuts and beard trims only cost $20 and I look very presentable. Your haircuts and your beard trims are so cheap because from the male standpoint of things, people know that a man will just line himself up. They know. It's like Kai Cenat. He was out there talking about how these barbers are out here trying to fleece people with these crazy prices. And he was like, no, I ain't paying. Most men will just say, no, I'll do it myself, or I'll just look scruffy and rough. Women don't want that. They want the bells and the whistles. There's a whole industry built around women's beauty. The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's bigger than the NFL. 50% of your population is trying to be beautiful at all times. 50% of men are not out here watching the NFL or the NBA. Every woman wants to be beautiful. Get yourself a lucrative business and become a boss before you get married, because it's a never-ending conquest. Yeah, it's a never-ending conquest. It doesn't really stop. And you really have. I'm not even gonna say nothing about, oh, you got to get a girl who's on your program. No, you have to have enough money to exercise leverage and options, because she's never going to be on your program. And whatever your program is, she's going to want to switch the deal. Women like to change the deal. And there's biological reasons for that, but in general, no matter what you do, she's going to want to switch the deal. She's on your program now, mess around and have a kid. Who was it, KG? He was saying he got a daughter and a son. KG, what was did your wife switch up after the kids, or was it before the kids and you just stayed with her? Most women, once those kids come, they switch. Hopscotch. Like it's a whole different deal once you have those kids. Once you give her commitment, she doesn't have to play the game anymore. She won. So she's 100% going to switch, especially in America, right? Where the family court, all of that, that's all on her side.
That's all of them.
Family courts are on her side, not yours.
We found the bank.
So when y'all go, oh, I'm going to get a divorce. Okay. I'm going to take your house. I'm going to take your car.
Yeah.
I'm going to take half what's in your bank account.
Sure.
Oh, you were saving something for the kids? I'm taking that too. So there is no putting her on your program. You just have to have the leverage and the options. And it's sad that it's come to that, but that's what it is. That's where we are. All right? It's just where we are. So don't go out like Shannon Sharp, man. My boy went out like a sucker. So, all right. This, like I said, this was my first live stream. I'm not going to hold you guys all day because I got stuff to do as well. Got lots of sunlight and lots of errands to run. Let me know what you guys think. I'll probably do this. I'm going to definitely try to make this more regular. There is no bag to be made on YouTube outside of live streaming. Just in case you guys were thinking about getting into live streaming or getting into YouTube, you got to be live streaming. That's where the money is at. I'm trying to make money moves. I certainly encourage you guys to make money moves. Put yourself in the absolute best position before you date, right? It's a move of love, right? It's a move of love.
These body armor guys were trying to rob.
She said she couldn't even wait for him to get the million. No. Right? It's a move of love. So put yourself in the best position to succeed. That way you put your family in the best position to succeed. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.